welcome everybody back to Polisher's Corner. Took a break for a couple of years. I've been a little busy, and guys were reaching out saying I should bring it back. I put up a post asking if I should bring it back. Here we are, in the middle of Ohio, bringing it back. Well, not the middle, more like the east.
We are almost in the geographical center of Ohio.
Really?
Yeah. Centerburg, which is like 35, 40 minutes from here, is the center.
I should have looked at the map.
You need to be more aware.
But I've got a great friend here. At least I'm going to call him that.
Yeah.
Whether he takes it or not is up to him. But we're sitting here with, as I call him, JJ Mayberry Truck Wash, because that's where I met him.
Uh-huh.
That's not the only thing he's done, but that's where I first got introduced to him. So that's how I save everybody in my phone is JJ Gray Van or
first spot.
Ken the Blue Peterbilt.
Yeah.
Like that.
At least it wasn't like a strip club or
That is true.
JJ strip club.
It's true.
Dude.
You don't have that reputation.
It's good, yeah.
It's JJ Mayberry Truck
I've
Wash.
never been to one. Hell no.
Me neither. that I remember.
Yeah.
But go ahead and introduce yourself, and we'll hop right into it.
Yeah, so my name is JJ Anderson. I own and operate a small detail shop here. It's actually at my house. I've been detailing for about 10 years. Started off just as a total side thing to pay a speeding ticket. And it's still kind of mind-blowing. So I got a speeding ticket. I was working a very normal, like, blue-collar job. I was a mechanic. And I got the speeding ticket and I started detailing on the side to just pay the ticket. And, one car turned into three turned into five turned into 20. It was like that overnight. I told you earlier in the kitchen, if I could meet Mark Zuckerberg, I would kiss him with my tongue. I would introduce myself with a handshake, and I would trump him, like I would try to pull him in. Yeah. He doesn't know it, but it's coming. So
social media was easier back then.
It was different.
Yeah.
It was that's what I do say. It was different.
Way better.
Between Facebook and I guess at that point the quality of work that I was doing, which I do think it was now that I look back at it, I just do a couple things different than what other detailers do. It kind of set me a little bit of a side.
Sure.
And it just took off. And I was an entrepreneur before I knew I was an entrepreneur.
What was the one thing that kind of like set you on that path where you were like, enough's enough, I just gotta go on my own?
A man or woman is only worth 100%.
Yeah.
And when you are channeling your daily things, work, family, and all that, you're only able to implement that percentage in those areas.
Yep.
And it was a very short amount of time, and my wife at the time needed some cash for something. And I was like, I got cash out in the toolbox. And so I ran down to the shop and opened up my unlocked drawer on the toolbox in my unlocked shop. And I think there was like $5,000 in it.
Jeez.
Or close to it,
Yeah.
And that was probably that was probably like 3 weeks worth of work. Because I wasn't really using that money. I was still working, and then I was just throw that money in there.
Yeah.
And right there, it was just like a ton of bricks, like immediately hit me. Like, I'm giving, before the Gloss Boss, which is the name of the company, before it even had a name, I was giving it such a small piece of my time.
Yeah.
And it was making up a large percentage of my income.
Yeah.
And, with family talks and whatnot, all of the small things like establishing a name and insurance and all those things, but like decided to just jump in.
And I only ask you that because a lot of polishers ask me, how do you know, like, this is the best time to go? Mm-hmm. And I tell them all the time, like, you just know. Like, I can't tell you, you can't tell them, there's no, like, definitive number.
No.
It just, all of a sudden, it hits you like, today's the day.
Today, and that was my day.
And it happens so fast sometimes.
Yep. I mean, and I walked away from, like, a good, healthy, middle-class career. I was a truck mechanic. I was an over-the-road truck mechanic, worked on equipment, worked at a big shop.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, had insurance, like all the normal, very normal things that like everyone strives for. And I know that people thought there were people that thought it was absolutely insane. Just because, I mean, I had a Freightliner medium duty service truck that I drove for that company to Columbus and back every single day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And, you know, the normal grind of being an American. And I was just like, no, I'm going to detail cars in my shop, you know, like in my neighbors.
When you said you were wrenching, I just always imagined like you working for a motocross team or something like that, because I've gotten to know you in a different level.
Sure.
And I've got to see you work with some corporate teams.
Yeah.
And I just always imagined that that's where you've always been.
Yeah.
You know, and shame on me for thinking that way, but
nope. I've been in the ass of every kind of over-the-road truck that you can think of. Yeah, so the truck show guys, when I see you at truck shows, that's where probably a lot of you that are going to listen and watch this are going to know me from, is washing trucks at the truck shows. I was a over-the-road truck mechanic for about 6 years-ish, and then I moved to another company and I went there for them to work on trucks, and then I started working on equipment while I was there because they were a construction company.
Sure.
And then it just transformed into JJ works on everything. So, and like stated, I love going to the truck shows because I like making the money and I like the grind and the busyness, but it puts me back in touch a little bit with where I came from, because my dad was an over-the-road driver for my whole life, basically. He hauled everything from, he was a flatbed driver, pipe, lumber, anything they could put on it to wherever he was going to go, wherever in the country, clear to, when he died, he was hauling powdered concrete.
Wow.
Yeah, so he hauled whatever. If it was a big truck, he was driving it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea. I didn't realize you came from a trucking background.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always seen you doing the car stuff.
Yep.
And we've kind of talked you into doing more of the truck stuff with us. One, because I enjoy hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Two, because I know my customers that I deal with are a different level of clientele. And I know that when I send them to you to get something done, I don't have to question it.
Yeah.
I don't have to wonder, do I need to go double check something? I don't need to go check on you.
Yeah.
Like, I get nervous sometimes when I'm at some of these truck shows. I'm like, yeah, you can go use that wash guy, but dude, I don't know that guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he's got good water. Right. I don't know if he's using good soap.
Yeah, man, and just this last year, not so much previous years but just last year, I had numerous guys come up to me after washing, like say down in Atlanta.
Yep.
I had one guy buy me a beer, but he was like, dude, your guys' water was awesome.
Yeah.
It was sunlight, no spots, like this is amazing. And I'm like, really, it's science.
Yeah.
Like no one can achieve this water.
That same guy got hammered at a truck wash.
Yeah.
Up in the upper East Coast, and they ruined his trailer.
Yeah.
Like, he had just gotten it polished.
Yeah.
They washed it terribly.
Yeah.
And the guy asked me, he's like, who is not going to mess my stuff up? Like, I hit just a little bit getting down here, and I was like,
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, JJ's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
I said, go to JJ. I promise you won't regret it.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, are you sure? I'm like, listen, I promise you, we're good.
Yeah. Yeah. We were measuring our water probably every about 5 trucks.
Yeah.
And taking that measurement is real easy.
Yeah.
It's real fast. If you have the right tooling to do it, it's quick and easy. You're shooting it into a cup, making sure.
Yeah.
And I changed out my material twice, I think, at the national show. And no, I want to be shooting zeros all of the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
In my shop, I'm shooting 3 to 5.
Yeah.
Like, I never let it get over 10.
No. Yeah.
Because anything less than 50 won't spot.
Yeah.
Right. And everybody measures hardness. Let's talk about this for 1 second.
Sure.
Everybody thinks I put a water softener in, I've got soft water.
Yeah.
Soft water is for your skin and your clothes.
It does not cut out the parts per million.
The parts per million is the part nobody talks about.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are listening to this right now and you're like, I don't know what parts per million is, look up ppm meter.
Yep.
ppm meter.
Yep.
Test your water. I'd be willing to bet if you have water spots, I don't care if you're running RO water, DI water.
Yep.
If you're running whatever you think is super clean water, if you run parts per million test on it, guaranteed, if you've gotten spots in the past,
Yeah.
you are well over 100 to 200.
Yep.
My city water is considered soft. I have a water softener on top of that.
Yep.
Coming off of my water softener, I'm still 480 parts per
God,
million
that's
some
crazy.
days. Yeah.
That's insane.
And I have to have a special thing on my water setup that my water doesn't accidentally backfeed into the city. I'm like, the city should wish my water backfed into the
I'm
city.
gonna bless you with this water.
Like, I'm 3 parts per million, which is like absolute pure water.
Yeah.
And on a ppm meter, if you're not testing your water, you should never wonder why you have issues if you're not testing your water.
Yep.
But
Amen to
everybody thinks soft water means I've got soft water, I'm not going to leave spots.
Nope,
And
that
that
is not
is
true.
definitely not the case,
No.
because you're adding salt to the water.
Yep.
So you're actually adding another contaminant to it.
Yes.
But you're making it feel softer to your skin
Yep.
and your clothes.
Yeah.
So to get it to that next level, you have to go RO DI.
Yep.
I don't know of any other system other than RO or DI
No, not really.
that actually competes.
Yeah. No, there's not.
I mean, there's a couple other water systems that are close, but test your ppm.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're cheap. You can get a ppm meter from Amazon for under $50.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. And I always thought, like, sooner or later I'm going to get drop that in somebody's conversation.
Yeah.
Who would have thought would happen here?
Yeah.
We got that going. So how many years have you been in business?
I'm pushing like right at 10.
You're going to be at 10.
Yep.
What's like, so give you guys a little backstory. Yes, JJ from Maybury, but since then, I was at the IMSA race last year, and I had no idea that you were on that side of the world. But I got to be there. We got to polish for all the IMSA haulers, and here's JJ's van come ripping through. I was like, oh
I
my
knew
god,
that man.
I gotta go say hi to JJ.
Yeah.
Like I gotta go say hi.
Yeah.
So we drove over by you. You pulled over so we could sit and have a chit chat. I think we were still polishing that day when
Yeah.
we saw you. We were filthy.
Yeah. Too cold was super dirty.
Yeah.
He went from too cold to too dirty.
Too dirty. And we got to talking, and you were telling me you were working with one of the corporate teams.
Yeah. Yep. So the slight backstory just on the kind of work that I do. You know, I do everything from very just general details, interior, exteriors for people, paint correction work, ceramic applications. I do some interior protection, stuff like that.
Sure.
That's kind of the bread and butter. That's the masses, right?
Yeah.
So then 5 years ago, so I'm in my 6th season.
Sure.
So I get a cold call from a Texas number, and I'm like, it's Wednesday night, I'm drinking beer in my shop,
Yeah.
working on my own truck, it's like
Sure.
8 o'clock. And I run through this call with this guy, and he wasn't clear about anything that he wanted. I just knew that he had Lexus cars, and they needed to be detailed, and they needed to be detailed all weekend long. And I thought that I got to the point in my life where I was like, and I even told him like that, dude, I don't work on weekends. I'm not a weekend guy. You know what I mean? Like I don't work weekends. So he started to explain a little bit more about what the gig was and this and that. And in the back of my mind, I was thinking the whole time, like, I've never done this style of work, and I'm trying to correlate like what I would charge for a normal detail and try to like make it look, I'm trying to like balance this. And I was just like, okay. And I said, I can work my schedule around, I'll come do it. And I said, I need $100 an hour from the time I leave my shop to the time I get back. And he was like, yeah, no problem. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, I should have said 150. So, and that went into, I went there that weekend and got a feel and a lay of the land and understood a little bit more about it. But still pretty lost, just keeping cars clean. You know, like in that world, it's a ticketed event. So, those venues are designed to shuffle you into those fan zone areas, and that's where all the brands are.
Yep.
And my job was to keep those cars clean.
And if you've never been to an IMSA race, it's an experience.
Full
like, they let you walk on pit lane.
Yeah.
You can touch cars.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, like
it blows me away that you're allowed to do
when
that.
they announced the grid walk, every single person that's there is on the grid walk.
Yeah.
And they are getting to like literally like touch and take pictures with the drivers, and it's mind blowing.
So I can only imagine the amount of people touching the cars that are in the Lexus display booth.
Yeah.
You know, the cars that aren't part of that experience, but they still feel as if they are.
Yeah, I watched grown adults walk up and they look at the car for a minute and they're just like, wait, what are you doing? Don't do that. You don't even do that to your own car. Like, it's metal. It feels the same as yours.
Some people do. Oddly enough, some people do it to their own vehicle.
Yeah, it's wild. So, so, you know, also while I was there working for Lexus, my van was sitting out in front of the Lexus display, and I got another phone call, and it was Hyundai. And the dude was like, hey, you know, we see you're here working for Lexus. Can you wipe our cars down too?
Yeah.
Let me see. We'll talk to you about it. So I go over and I'm chit-chatting with him, and I was just honest with him, and I said, dude, I don't do this kind of work, so this is a little bit new and different for me. You know, I said, I'm not exactly sure how to structure and charging you because we're not doing the same even thing for you that we're doing for Lexus. And he's like, and I said, well, how about $900? And that was going to be like 2 days of us just showing up in the morning, wiping them down, and then like again around like 2 o'clock, wiping them down. And he was like, yeah, sounds great. And again, I was just like, you know, like, and
1,500.
Yeah, and so moving on into that weekend, you know, there was an issue. An umbrella came out of a table, came across the hospitality area and landed on a car. Sure. Put a scratch in it. And the guy that was working for me at the time, and I, you know, I was like 2 hours away. He was going back and servicing that because remember, I don't work on weekends. And so I call him, we coordinate to where we can meet up at the same time.
But it's because you were at a horse event with your family.
Yep, I was at a rodeo. And so I come from 2 hours away, I burn into the racetrack, and we meet, drag my generator out, set it by the fence, extension cords.
Because you can't drive into there.
No,
there's people
dude, it's like the Wild West. Yeah, you're doing good if you can get within like 100 feet.
Yeah, that IMSA deal is a whole.
Yeah,
it's a whole different level.
Yeah,
it's not like NASCAR where it's structured. You're not allowed in certain places. No, you're allowed everywhere.
You're hard pressed to find shoes on these people sometimes, depending on what venue you're going to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They're there for racing and a good time.
Yep. Stand on your ass, whatever they can get it.
And so we stretch everything out. Takes me a few minutes. I get this scratch polished out, and you know my boss at the time that was at Lexus. I mean, he literally nicknamed me the Jesus of detailing, the Jesus Christ. I'm the Jesus of the polisher
because you pulled one off for him.
Because you know it's not his world. I looked at the scratch and I'm like, you know, I made it. The average person couldn't see it.
Sure.
And so that weekend wraps up, and I'm sitting in my shop, and I'm like tallying all these hours up, and I get ready to start like formulating this bill, and I'm scared to death to hit send. And I'm like, dude, there's no way he's gonna pay this thing.
And you shouldn't be.
No.
You put the work in.
He called me.
Yeah.
And you know, and I did. We put the work in, man, but still, it was, you know, I was just scared. I was worried about it, and so I hit send, and I didn't hear anything for like 2 days. I didn't sleep for 2 days. Like I was just like, dude, there's no way he's gonna have a problem or an issue. And so he calls, and I'm picking up the phone, like, you know, and he's like, hey man, what's up? And I'm like, hey. He's like, just paid your bill. Everything was great. Like, I can't believe that you guys did a great job. You ever think about traveling to do this? And I'm like, no, no, dude, I don't know. And so from there, the next race I went to was Watkins Glen, which was it was like about 4 weeks, I think, after Mid Ohio. And again, I didn't know anything about my hotels. I didn't know what I was supposed to eat. It was like I was like a child. You know what I mean? Like I'd never been in this world before. You know?
Yeah.
And so that first race, we just agreed upon basically a price for me to show up. And then they covered my mileage.
Really?
Yeah. So the whatever the mileage rate is, back then it was like 52 cents a mile.
Okay. Yeah.
And they covered my total mileage. So I had a rate to show up just to be there to do the work. Wow. And then for years I used that mileage as like that's what I would base how nice of a hotel I was gonna get. Like, dude, if the race was down the street, dude, I'm sleeping in my van. You know, like, if I'm driving to Florida, I'm gonna stay in a little bit nicer place. But
Right.
yeah. So and then it just grew from there, and this is now my 6th season working for them.
Wow. So how much of that stuff that you do with them, what percentage of your business would you say that is?
Probably, if I was to coordinate like in dollars, because volume doesn't really work because
I mean, I'm talking volume, not the actual dollar amount, but like
on average I detail about 300 cars a year.
okay.
So I would say
That's a pretty solid number.
Yeah, it used to be a lot more until I started working for them because when I work for them, I'm gone
I was gonna say that's one a
for
day
a week or more sometimes. So
or 2 a day. if you
yeah,
really
a
think
lot.
about it.
Back in the day, it was 2 a day when I was real hungry.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's hustling.
Yeah, and then sometimes I'd throw like a motorcycle in there. Like, no, I could do that. Just drop it off
And knock it off in a couple hours.
Yeah,
no big
exactly.
deal.
So, I would say now it's probably right around 10%. I would say.
The Lexus stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not in time because I travel.
I was gonna say
so that's a lot.
Yeah.
But the only way I guess I could really give you more of that would be dollars. So it's
Yeah.
probably about 10 to 15% of what my income is.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you're still, and this leads me into the next conversation is, I drove here today because I was doing some training in Columbus, Ohio, which is an hour from here. And I told JJ I was bringing the podcast back, and I wanted to be the first one back on the new season because I feel like he's got a very interesting story, and a lot of people can relate to it. And I just, you're in the middle of nowhere out here. I mean, Danville is, I seriously, past some horse and buggies on the way here.
Yeah. I have neighbors that are Amish.
There was some 2-lane roads that had no markings or lines at all, which made me feel at home because that's how it is in a lot of places at home. Yeah. But to be honest, there's 2 major cities really close by, is Mount Vernon and Columbus.
Yeah.
And between those two, to build the business you build and live off of this area, you would think would be very difficult because as I drove through Mount Vernon, I saw some really high-end houses.
Yeah.
And I saw some really low-end houses.
Yes.
And I know that cities like that get very tight-knit.
Yeah.
Because of the big difference, like middle class, it seems like when middle class isn't very existent in an area, the area gets really tight.
Yeah.
Like everybody relies on each other because the upper want to stay upper, the lower want to stay lower, whatever that situation is, right? It just always seems to be that way.
Yeah.
So, for you to be surviving this long, do you think the Lexus is what kept that going, or do you think Lexus was just a bonus to what you were already doing?
Lexus was definitely just a bonus to what I was already doing.
That would have been what I said.
Yeah.
Because I really feel like it is just a bonus for you.
It is. It's like a vacation.
Yeah.
I love the work. It's a different kind of work.
Right.
So like in my shop, I'm digging gum out of carpet.
Yeah.
When I'm out on the road, I'm getting to clean and be a part of a program that is structured and, they're all brand new model cars.
Yeah.
My job is different.
Well, don't get into the truck show market. It's not a vacation.
Yeah, it's not. Even washing trucks is not a vacation at all. Yeah. Last, 1 year at Mayberry, I cut my hand so bad that I had to freaking glue it together.
Oh yeah, from a stainless steel fender, right?
No, it was a horn.
Oh yeah,
Backside
horn
of the
bracket.
horn.
That's right. You were up on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was leaking bad. Yeah, and I didn't think it was that bad, and I was like putting my hand in my bucket with my mitt and stuff, and my mitt was over my hand.
Yeah.
And I like go back to my bucket, and someone's got my true blood, sweat, and tears. Like, like I had to change my bucket like 3 times because I was bleeding so bad.
Just pink. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And wasn't the soap.
No, yeah, it was not time to shine.
Wow.
we didn't go to the moon. I don't know what kind of podcast this is, but we didn't go to the moon.
I'm not even sure we ever went to the moon.
No, never. The first video of the moon landing was Neil walking out of the thing.
Yeah, who set up the camera?
Yeah.
What?
We gotta call somebody. We gotta get this figured out. Joe Rogan can't figure it out. We can figure it
I
out.
might know somebody. I'm working at a place this week where I might
That's
be able to
right.
ask somebody.
So we were talking about the survivability
Yeah.
of, being in this kind of area, starting your business and learning it and growing it into whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
And to answer that, living in a smaller community, smaller towns, there's multiple towns around here that are just like Danville. They're just a little.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
probably 5 or 6 that are all this size.
Sure.
And a very, very simple demographic study, and it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. And like I said before, this isn't rocket surgery. Like,
Right.
you don't have to pay somebody to do this. Like, going to your local BMV and asking them how many tagged vehicles are on the road in your county. Doing a little bit of research yourself.
And they have to give you that info.
Yeah, and give a little bit, hit the Google, DuckDuckGo if you don't want to be lied to, whatever. and look up what the median household income is for your county.
Yeah.
And just based on those couple things, you can really, you don't need, if there's 60,000 registered cars in your county, you don't need all of them.
Yeah.
You just need a small piece of them.
Yeah. And you don't want all of them.
You don't want all of them.
No.
No, you're gonna no.
Leave something for the guys that are doing it for $50 a car.
Leave someone else for the healthy market.
Yeah.
That's what it is. We have to build a healthy market.
Yep. Yep.
And but having a percentage of that, doing your call arounds, we're both going to admit to this, but calling the other shop and being
Yeah.
like, "Hi, I'm Jim, and I want to get my truck detailed."
As much as I hate other polishers calling me
That's
for
right.
it, I did the same thing when I started.
Yeah, and you know what really tipped me onto that is I was standing at a hotel desk one day checking in, and this lady got like 2 calls back to back, 89,999, 89,999, blah blah blah. She answers the phone. I'm like, "Are those customers?" She goes, "No, they're local hotels. They like police themselves."
Really?
Yeah, if it's like a mother chain of hotels, like like Wyndham owns XXX.
Yeah.
The IHG owns XXX. They're calling around and figuring out what all those prices are so they can structurally stay the same based on flow.
No kidding.
Based on flow. I learned that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I learned something new.
Yeah. And so, just doing a little bit of that legwork. And is that going to fit your lifestyle? Yes or no? The income that you're seeking to make, or what's possible.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, I've told a couple people this. That I could start a company picking up dog shit and be successful.
Just gotta hustle.
You just got to hustle.
You gotta outwork the other guy.
I do have a story, and I have it right here in my notes. Is about 3 to 4 years into this, our school superintendent lives here over the hill.
Sure.
I was married at the time, and I was doing this on the side. This was like 2 years in. I was still 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah.
And it's like midnight. I finished the car. They knew that I was going to be returning it. They would have it for the next morning, right? And so it's like almost 4 miles from here to their house.
Sure.
And I ran downstairs. I had about another hour's worth of work to do. I ran down to the bedroom, told my wife, I said, when I get over there to their house, I'll call you and you can come pick me up. She's like, okay. So get in the car, drive over there, call her, no answer. Call her again, no answer. I'm like, no. Call her again, no answer. And neither of my kids had phones at the time.
Sure.
So I couldn't call anybody else.
Sure.
It's midnight. I'm not going to call a family member and be like, hey,
You come pick me up.
I'm trying this new company out. So I literally walked home. Yep, I walked home. It took me about an hour and a half.
Oh no.
So I don't know how hungry you are, but that is ultimately what it takes sometimes.
I preach this a lot, and I don't know if it's right, wrong, or indifferent, but it's how hungry you are versus what you're willing to sacrifice.
Sure.
When you talk about the 100% of your time,
Yeah.
like what are you willing to dedicate it to? My wife, God bless her for it, but she raised our 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I oftentimes, and it is wrong to think this way, but I raised 2 kids myself, which was the business.
Sure.
And I sacrificed anniversaries and birthdays and so much to grow, to get my business to where it is. And it was a struggle. Like, mentally it was a struggle.
Yeah.
Because what are you willing to sacrifice to get to where you want to be? And for a lot of people, it's, I would never miss a kid's birthday.
Yeah.
And I don't condone it. I don't recommend it to anybody. And at the same time, I probably should feel bad.
Yeah.
But I didn't, because I felt like I was giving my family
You were providing
the better life that I wanted for them.
Yeah.
It wasn't what they were asking me for. It's what I was hoping to provide for them.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like at times family can say we have enough. And for me, it was a struggle mentally that I still wasn't giving them what I thought they deserved.
Yeah.
You know, so it was hard to not work 7 days a week and skip a birthday. We can schedule it on a day where I got off.
Yeah.
You know, and we still do.
Yeah.
I told my wife we should have our kids during the winter, and as it turns out, in the winter's when I'm home, and that's when we make babies. So
Yeah.
I got a April baby, and
I have 2 Julys.
real close to
Both of
Louisville.
mine are in July.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
July 10th and July 28th.
Slow season.
Yeah, dude, I just have nothing to do in July. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. My son doesn't give a shit about much. Like, I can be like, hey, we're going to have your birthday January 39th. And he'd be like, yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, cool. See you then, Dad.
Yeah, and my daughter wants a party, a bonfire, volleyball on my birthday with all my friends.
See, I have almost the same dynamic. So my oldest, my wife worked second shift when we had her, and I worked first shift, and then I would overlap a little bit, so we'd have a sitter a little bit in between. So my oldest was used to me being home, but she also knew that I went to work a lot.
Yeah.
So she was there for that. Well, then COVID happened, and my youngest got used to me being home, no truck shows, no nothing going on.
Yeah.
So for her, it's like you can't miss anything.
Yep.
Because Dad shouldn't be gone. I told her I waited till yesterday to tell her I was going to be gone for this trip to Ohio. Because she's like, Dad, 4 days is forever. I'm like, girl, you are 13 years old. 4 days is not that long. Like, I'm leaving Sunday.
Let's talk again when she's like 16. She has her license.
I'll be home on Thursday.
She'll be like, you don't have to come home ever. I just need a card to put gas in my car.
I don't know. This one's
I
tough.
think it's different.
Yeah. My oldest, she's my ride or die.
Yeah.
Like, she wants to, when we were in Atlanta for the show, she rode in the pace car for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, she thought that was the greatest thing ever. As soon as I said I was taking my truck and the car out on the track, it was, all right, Dad, I'm coming with you.
Yeah.
Like, she's
Was she in the pace car when I took my car out there?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, she was out there with Kim for 2 hours. Thank you to Kim for that, by the way. It's an experience my oldest is never gonna forget.
Kim's the pace car driver?
Yeah, she was driving when you guys were out there. Yeah.
She went faster. I was the one in the smart car against the wall.
Up against the
That's
wall.
right. 97.
97 with Derek on the wall.
That's right.
Crying.
I
I heard there was tears. There's no.
Yeah.
Actually, there is video documentary.
I'm gonna let you just run with it. Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
A change of shorts. I don't know, something along those lines.
I actually needed him on the top side for weight.
Oh, to keep it in the corner for the smart car. Yeah.
I didn't. That's just what I tell everybody. I pulled up to the thing and he was like, "Hey, you need to be able to go like 60-ish, like to really stay up there." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's fine." I said, "I'm gonna be on the wall, dude." And he was like, "Yeah, right. Yeah, dude, on the wall." And I had more. I could have went faster. If I
You guys
wanted.
were having a blast.
That was so much fun. That was the best $100 I spent in a long time. I didn't think they were gonna let me.
Dude, honestly, truck shows are some of the most fun you can have with your pants on.
Oh,
Like, the people are great.
yeah,
I'm glad you've spent some time with us.
Yeah.
And gotten to see that side.
yeah,
And honestly, I want to keep introducing you to more of my customers. One, because I know they're going to get a quality job.
yeah.
2, because you're a great person and I want to see you keep succeeding.
Thank you. Yeah.
3 is personal for myself.
Yeah.
just because I don't like handing over my stuff to just anybody.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say my stuff because it's not mine. But my customers are very family to me. Right?
Personal. It's personal.
Yeah, it is very personal.
Yeah.
And when it gets to something like national championships and going to Louisville and doing well, like, I want them to do well.
Yeah.
Not so that I get my name up on a billboard, but so that they can get that trophy and go home and be happy for what they've built. And for a lot of people, that's the justification they want.
Yeah.
And to know that somebody like you exists and holds those same standards I hold is a great feeling to know that I can hand somebody off to you.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Same. Yeah, that's me, man. That's me. I love it. I want to be able to. I want to be able to give the best quality and experience that I can to the customer.
Yeah.
You know, period. And it's tailored to everywhere you go. You know, like when I'm down in my shop and, you know, I'm wearing a collared shirt and, you know, I have, you know, Susie Mama 3 show up and I'm like, hi, I'm JJ, how are you? You know, like, and then at the truck show, it's Ludacris Radio. It's Ludacris Radio on the speaker on top of my van, dude. I'm dancing with my freaking brush. And
dude, I have Ludacris Radio on my Spotify now.
Dude, everybody loves it. They get out and they're just like, you know.
Yep, this is it.
We're here. We're here to party.
It.
We're here to wash trucks. It's going to be great. My water's good. What's up?
That's awesome.
Oh, shoot.
You said something earlier, and I want you to restate the statement only because I don't want that to get missed.
Sure.
You have a saying that you say.
The quote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it hit me really hard, and even now just thinking about it, like, I've never thought about this career that way.
Yeah.
And it is going to change how I think about my business moving forward.
Yeah.
Like, I've always had that feeling, but I never was able to put it into words.
Yeah. So, and I did not hear this somewhere else. This is something that I actually like, and it very well could be out there in the world floating around. But, you know, I was a normal, like I said, a normal working dude that had a vacation that potentially might not ever get approved or whatever. And then, you know, I went down the path of this self-employment, and it was, you know, it was a game changer. It changed my life. And when that happened, I realized that I gained, more importantly than from money, I gained freedom. And the freedom. Hey! Chicken's ass when it's eaten. Oh, wait. No, sorry.
What's going on? We're right in the middle of the podcast.
Oh, sorry. She wants to say good night.
Good night, kiddo.
Alright.
This is the road. This is the road life.
I miss my daddy.
So this is my little one. This is the one I was just
Hello.
talking about. She said I had to be gone for 4 days.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't have a boyfriend yet, so.
She did, and they just broke up a couple weeks ago. So thank
that's
God.
all right. Thank God.
I've had him saved as her ex-boyfriend in my phone the entire time.
Since the day one.
It was wishful thinking.
Really?
Wishful thinking on my end. But now you get to be in the podcast, so.
Oh, cool.
All right, I love you. Good night. Be good for Mom.
Call me when you're done.
All right, we'll do. Love you guys.
Love
Good
you.
night.
Bye.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay, so I tell everybody that I make $1 million a year in freedom, and she doesn't want to be in it. But I make $1 million a year in freedom.
That's a really powerful statement.
And no one tells me when, how, why, what. Now that's kind of my own curse as well.
Yeah.
Being self-employed, I'm always like, no, you can, and yes, you will, and yeah. So
I'm my own worst critic too.
yeah. So but having that freedom, when I'm having a shitty day in the shop, when I am blowing something out of somebody's car and have my mouth open. That I've been doing this for 10 years, and all the time I have to remind myself when I'm blowing something with air, like, close your mouth.
Keep your mouth closed.
Yeah, because if not, what's in there is going to go in
somebody's
there. Yeah, dude. So, having that freedom has been the biggest game changer.
Yeah.
To being self-employed.
Which is tough because honestly, I don't know if you agree with it, but I'm a firm believer on the customer isn't always right.
Yeah. Bingo.
And I don't want people to take that too far as to say that I'm just going to disagree with somebody for the sake of disagreeing with them.
Yeah.
And I'm also not going to say that everything you do has to be 200% because the customer doesn't know what they're talking about,
No.
and that you have to educate them that everything has to be sanded, wet sanded, buffed, ceramic coated, whatever the situation is, whether you're detailing or polishing.
Yep.
I don't feel like you should ever force your opinion onto your customer. Do I think you could educate them to help them get more bang for their buck?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But do I think that I'll say this in the metal polishing side because I have been out of the detailing side for so long. I do not miss the kid puke in the back seats. I don't miss that at all. I don't miss the milk spoiled underneath the back seats. I don't mind the fish in the trunk. I don't mind none of that stuff not being a part of my life anymore.
Yeah,
But in the metal polishing world, I see so many polishers say, if you don't sand it and don't put 100% mirror finish perfect job on every truck you do and charge $3,000 to $5,000, you're not doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah, and but also too, they're gonna that saying like stepping over dollars to pick up dimes.
Yeah.
Stepping over dimes to pick up dollars also is math.
Yeah.
And just because it doesn't, you have to tailor in the detailing world. You have to tailor yourself. Being self-employed and in this industry, you do have to tailor yourself to the customer, which then falls in that demographic.
Yep.
And if you don't, you're gonna find yourself on the sideline a lot.
Yeah.
And
somebody else is gonna be doing that work that you wanted.
Yeah, and so but to that same thing is, and here in my notes that don't be the cheapest one.
Yeah.
And you don't have to undercut or kill yourself. You still need a healthy market to everybody make money and be competitive. And I tell everybody this when it comes to the paint correction world is I don't care if you're using a rotary buffer, if you're using a rotary machine, I don't care if you're Jesus Christ, it's going to have heat holograms in it.
Oh yeah.
I will find them.
Yeah.
Or the sunlight will, naturally.
Yeah. One way or another.
I tell everybody, like, if you're having Jim Bob down the road and he's gonna buff your whole car for a couple $100, bring it here when it's finished and I'll fix it.
Yeah.
So those are the customers where you do try to slightly educate them a little bit, but your price is triple.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm not paying that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then they go down there and then they walk out of the grocery store with their cart full of food and the sunlight catches it just right and they're like,
oh no, I get
no. Yeah. And then they're probably not going to come back to me because now they're just embarrassed that they didn't go to me in the first place.
Yeah, so it puts you in a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've been stuck in that for years. I was the cheapest polisher for a long time.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, I still am because I've been struggling bumping my price up. And the cost of materials has tripled since COVID.
Yeah.
And even though I'm having my own stuff manufactured, it's still costing double what I used to pay for it.
Yeah.
So having to try to keep up with that has been really tough because now that I'm bumping my price up, the customer base that I've had for so long is expecting me to put out that higher quality stuff at the higher quality price,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So it's a transition period, and by being that cheapest guy for so long, I lost a lot of really good customers because state law changed.
Yep.
And I had to start paying travel time.
Yep.
So 47.5% in the state of Wisconsin. So a $25 an hour employee cost me $57.50.
That's insane.
So now, since I was so cheap, I couldn't afford to travel to Minnesota, to the guys that I loved in Minnesota, or the guys that I loved going by in Indiana every year.
Yeah.
And it's not because I was going to truck shows. It's because I had to pay that travel time, and I was losing $400 per employee driving to those places. And when I got to take 3-4 employees to go do a fleet in Minnesota, and then by the time I pay all state tax, because you got to pay tax in all states when you're traveling, which most polishers don't.
Right.
Most polishers just wing it.
They just batch out when they get home.
Yeah, and me, I wasn't that guy. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm taking a check, I got to file the taxes, because
Yeah.
if I get audited, I'm not going to jail.
Right.
Like, I don't think
You wouldn't do good.
I wouldn't do well at all.
No.
My fate. Yeah, never
You'd
mind.
be sweet.
No doubt, I'd be done. I'd have to buddy up with somebody real quick.
Yeah.
But being cheap kind of hurt me, because I'm no longer able to service some of the people that I was servicing out of state. Whereas if I had better margin, I probably would have been fine. And it's not the cost of product that hurt me; it was the cost of labor.
Yeah.
That ended up being the demise of me traveling to other states. And I've had a few customers kick back. They're like, "Well, then how do you travel to the shows?" Well, the shows are different. The shows pay 100% of our time while we're there.
Yeah.
And our travel expenses all at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm able to cover all of that, plus still be able to market my own business.
Sure.
And sell product while I'm there.
Yeah.
And the product sales is kind of the bonus.
Yeah.
For me, for going. And it was tough, but I regret being the cheapest guy for the longest time. Like, I do know that a lot of my long-term customers have been with me because I was the cheaper guy.
Yeah.
And something that got said last year really hurt me. It was one of my really long-term customers, and I don't know if he was just having a bad day or what it was, but it really hit me hard. He called me because he pulled in his yard and he felt like the truck that we had polished that day wasn't up to the standard he wanted it to be. And I was like, I didn't do everything on that truck. Like, it was a truck that was in the shop that was getting worked on, and his mechanic told me only polish this, and this. And I should have known better. Like, he's far more particular. I should have just done the whole thing and invoiced him, and he probably would have never cared.
Yeah.
But I only did the things that the shop manager told me to do.
Yeah.
And he came back and he was like, this didn't get done and that didn't get done. I was like, your shop manager told me to only do this, and this. And he's like, you didn't think to call me? I was like, that's what you have a shop manager for. Like, you delegated to him what you wanted done. He delegated to me. I didn't want to bother you.
Right.
You know, like, this is below what you should be worried about today.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I just feel like it could have got done. I said, well, I'm coming back tomorrow. I'll just redo it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just feel like every year, you know, your price is cheap and you've been really good to me, but I just feel like every year the quality is going down and down to match that price. And I was like, wow. Yeah. A guy that I still travel to and wasn't charging travel.
Yeah.
That I was eating it. Like, I was just eating 2 meals every day.
Yeah.
For 2 employees to go, because it's an hour drive there, an hour drive back. I was eating 2 wheels on the way there and 2 wheels on the way back. So one of his trailers I was doing for free essentially every time I went out there. And I was like, man, that hit me really hard. And I never thought about not wanting to go somewhere and go to work. Like, I enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
But that, like, really hit me hard. And this is a long time customer. Like, this guy's been with me for probably the better part of 15 years. And it just kind of hit me like, this guy that's been with me for 15 years just hit me on price and quality. Like, maybe I should just let somebody else come in here.
Yeah.
And let them see a real price and let them see what, like, we're knocking out 4 or 5 trucks a day when we go there.
Yeah.
Most polishers in our area are doing 1 truck a day, 1 truck every other day.
Yeah.
Like, let him tie up a truck that he knows he needs tomorrow for 2 days with another polisher.
With a different price.
With a way different price.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I was like, man, I've been with this guy for 15 years. I don't want to do that.
Right.
But at the same time, it physically hurt me.
Yeah.
Because it was something I didn't have to deal with before, you know? And I don't know if he listens to these podcasts. And honestly, I don't mind if he hears it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was one of those things that just kind of really hit home, that I felt like I was helping somebody out,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't see it.
Yeah.
So it just reaffirmed that sometimes the customers want something that you didn't understand,
Yeah.
or they changed over the years into what they expected,
Yeah.
but didn't notify you on the way through.
Sure.
You know, and I think that's something you have to learn and something you have to gauge.
Yeah.
I thought I was a pretty good gauge of that.
Yeah. Well, you were kind of using the tools that are in front of you.
Yeah.
If you have a shop manager,
Yep.
Then, do I still have this open avenue to just call you and go outside of the chain of command here on this shop manager and be like, hey, he told me I only do this, and now you're over there doing that, and then that creates another talk that you're going to have with the shop manager, and he says, hey, I only told you to do that, that, and that. And now you're doing more, and
maybe you didn't want to pay for it. Maybe because that truck's down, you were keeping back on the budget. I didn't know. I just
that's not for you to know or understand. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, yeah, I have had one customer that hit me with a dagger, and I'll say the phrase at the end, and it was my procrastination is actually what lost me this customer. I don't think I've completely lost him. I think that I'll do more work for him. He's always been a pretty good customer, and non-business related, but I was going through a tough time in my life. And, he would message me, and I'd be like, yep, no problem. And, I was scheduling these people in, and, sometimes it'd take 2 or 3 days to get back to them, and this, that. And so back to having a scheduling book.
Please
schedule.
Everybody that hears this, get yourself a schedule. Hold yourself accountable.
Yes.
If you can't get a truck done every day, schedule the next day off so that you can assure you can get it done in 2 days.
Yes.
Tell your customer it's going to take an extra day.
It'll if you don't, it'll get you in the end. If you do, it'll get you to the end.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, that's a very good saying.
Yeah. So I was traveling, and he called to set his car up. And him and I had some miscommunications in the past about, me not getting back to him right away or whatever. And the work was always getting done. And we didn't align with the schedule right. And I actually didn't have him on my schedule.
Ooh.
I went back through my messages. He was on for that day, but I didn't write it down in my book.
I just did the same thing last week.
And so I didn't know at all. Well, 2 days had went by, and he's like, you didn't come and do this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, dude, I'm really sorry. I said, and I even owned it. I'm like, dude, this was totally my fault. I did not. We'd had a couple of those problems before. And I said, I have you pick any day you want next week, I'll take care of it then. And his only message back to me was, it's fine, I'll clean it myself.
Oof.
And I was like, I'll clean it up myself. And I'm like, that's him saying he's never going to use me again.
I was going to say, is that one you just show up at his place and you're like, hey, listen.
Yeah.
I'm here, let me get this done.
Yeah, and it may be. It very well may be.
I can say I've done that a time or two.
Yeah.
I was like, I just found out when they were going to be home. I showed up and I was like, listen, I know I dropped the ball. I know it.
Yeah.
Let me take it today. Let me make it right. That's tough crow to eat sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially when you're going through something in life.
Yeah. And you just got to eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to touch on the kid that I talked to in Daytona.
Yeah. You were talking about this.
Okay, so young kid, 22, 23 years old. Comes up to me, starts telling me he's been detailing. He's doing it out of his Camry. He's just and this kid's talking so fast in loops. I'm watching him chase his tail. Just.
Meanwhile, you're in a fully built detail van.
Yeah. Actually, I was sitting there eating probably. Just on the anybody that sees me at truck shows, dude, I will have a brush in one hand. I'm eating something in the other.
Yeah.
So him and I are sitting there having the conversation, and this is going to get into branding, or not branding, but following the brand.
Right.
Like we talked about with product, the same thing in the detail world, just kind of even for tools. He had a couple $1,000 Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
And he also had a couple $1,000 worth of Rupes polishers in it.
Yeah, wild.
And he's going down all these like rabbit holes, and I'm watching him. I could probably pick up his phone and know exactly what his algorithm is on every social media.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so for the detailers that may watch this, when I built my van, I needed it to be able to self-sustain. It's like all the time, no matter where I was going, whether they're, when I go places, I don't use their power, their water, nothing. I pull up, I need nothing from you.
Yeah.
Shade, preferably. But
that's just a preference.
It's a preference. So my shop is 72. 365 days a year, so I don't like to be mobile anymore. So
I feel that.
My
shop's 65, but
dang,
it works.
Rough. I'd quit it.
If I turn it up to 70, Levi's like, dog.
He's Levi too hot.
Levi too hot. Yeah.
Oh man.
Me too, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
I like wearing a hoodie.
Yeah.
So if I'm 60, 65, I'm good.
Just happy.
I put this huge AC unit at my shop. I'm getting it hooked up this year. It's going to be a meat locker also.
Hell yeah. Just hanging in there, ice cold. Yeah. So when I built my van out, or when I was, first starting, I was bit by those brands.
Yeah.
I wanted a Rupes polisher. I wanted a Flex polisher. I thought it was going to make me a better polisher, a better detailer, a better, I'd be able to get these scratches out more efficiently. And this is the honest truth, is the last time I built my van out, and probably the van before this, is I get the layout done and about how I want it. And then I will drive to the hardware or to a Lowe's, and I will finish it there.
Yeah.
All the hoses, all the fittings, all the connections, airline, hose reels, everything all comes from something that I can source anywhere.
No matter where you're at.
No matter where I'm at. And, same thing goes with polishers.
This part blows me away.
This is not, like you said, this is not for the metal polish guys.
Yeah. Bauer will work, but don't.
Yeah.
The torque isn't there. You're not going to get the results you want. You're going to fight it forever. You're going to get frustrated, and you're either going to quit or you're going to upgrade. And when you upgrade, you're finally going to feel better about it. I still see polishers using Bauer.
Yep.
Even though they're advanced polishers, they're still using them because it's convenient. They live close to a Harbor Freight.
Yep.
They can swap them for warranty, whatever the story is. Honestly, I live 30 minutes from the closest Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
One, Bauer doesn't have nowhere near the torque I want.
Yep.
It shakes way more than I want it to, and I don't want to have Parkinson's or carpal tunnel, whatever you call it. I don't want to have carpal tunnel early.
Yeah.
So I don't use them, but for me, the Makitas and the DeWalts are just an investment.
Yeah.
But for you,
yep,
it's completely different.
Yeah. So at whatever point in time this was, I was like walking through Harbor Freight, and I pick up what is their like nicer.
I think it's Hercules. Or Bauer, one of the two.
Yeah, it's one of those two. And I pick it up, and I'm like, dude, this is like no different than my Rupes.
Yeah.
Of course it is, right? So, but at any point in time, and like I was telling this kid, because we were going down this brand rabbit hole, and I said, you and I line up side by side on a car, and we're polishing the same compound, whatever, and your Rupes blows up. It's 2 or 3 shipping days for parts. And I said, my Harbor Freight polisher blows up in 30 minutes. I can have a new polisher.
You can find a Harbor Freight within 30 minutes.
If I blow a hose in my van, or my water tank springs a leak, or if I have anything, I can be at a Lowe's in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I can put my van back together. I can go grab a new polisher. And the one thing that I'm going to do that you're not is make money.
Yeah.
Now, I do know that a Rupes polisher or a Flex polisher, yeah, but I've also had those fail.
Yeah.
Like the current polisher that I have from Harbor Freight right now, like I've had it for like over 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, and I polish and buff the shit out of cars.
I was gonna say, you do a lot.
Yeah, all the time. I'm doing a couple paint corrections a week or fixing, a lot.
That's wild.
But a lot of that comes down to compound and pads.
Yeah.
Right? So, as much as it is about the machine,
Yeah.
it's also about the technique you're going to use.
Yep.
It's also about the pad you're going to use.
You're not leaning on it and standing on it and
Yeah,
wearing it out.
yeah, I'm not trying to ride this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we need to come up with the best plan for this area that I'm fixing, and sometimes that it doesn't mean you have to have a $1,000 polisher to make it work in the paint correction.
Right. And even in the metal polishing world either, you don't need, I can't think of what the German brand is, the Metabo or whatever. You don't have to have the $500 Metabo.
Yeah.
You don't have to have Makita DeWalt. Bauer will work. You just gotta be a lot more patient.
Yeah.
For me, it's about time and money. Like, I've still yet to find anybody selling time. So for me, the product's about time, you know, because I know we're limited on this earth.
Yeah.
Right? So like, I'm always chasing that clock.
Yeah.
So like, I know I have to, in order to make the amount of money I want in the technique and the pattern we use, I want to be able to get 3 trucks a day done.
Yeah.
And I'm not building show trucks every day.
Right.
I'm knocking out Joe Blow's farm truck and knocking out Shiny Pits because he loves it.
Yeah.
And social media has kind of ruined that because a lot of people think I only do show trucks, whereas a lot of people think
You're like the hot Instagram girl.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, she'll never message me back.
Yeah, and honestly, I do. Like, I message everybody.
Yeah.
And I'll get people walk up to me at shows and like, man, thank you for answering all of my messages.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who answers those messages for you. I'm like, that's me.
Yeah.
Sitting in my chair at night while the wife's like, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Another polisher. Like, another polisher.
It's
another
a dude.
detailer. Yeah.
He's not attractive.
Yeah, not even a little bit.
Yeah, no.
But I'm just trying to help and give back.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And it sucks because social media's kind of ruined that. Everybody's ended up on these teams. You know, I'm team XYZ product or I'm team ZYX product.
Yeah.
And we all hate each other. Like, we're all in this dirty game together.
Yeah.
Like, find your lane, get in it, don't worry about it. And if you're tagging the company you're working with,
Yeah.
it should be because you want to help your algorithm, not because you want to feed them every dollar you got.
No.
Because they're just going to use you till they're sick of you.
Yeah.
And they don't care.
No. They're gonna spit you up and just
They don't care about that $200 a month you're buying from them.
no.
There's another guy buying $200 worth that they'll worry about that guy next. And yeah, I don't know. I've struggled with that with our own product company. A lot of people are like, man, if you just send me some free product, I'll promote you. And I'm like, I've watched you do that with 10 other companies.
Yeah.
Like, there's a kid on TikTok right now that's been organically tagging us. And I thought about it the other day. I was like, man, I should send him a thank you. I should send him something.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to send him.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want to send him a bunch of free product and then make it look like I bought him.
Right.
You know, I'd rather reach out to him and like, hey, dude, you want a shirt or
Yeah.
like, do you want a sticker? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people just want stickers.
A lot, yeah.
You know, I want
shit
some
goes
for
a long
my
way.
fridge. So it's like, I think I'm just gonna reach out to him and go, hey man, I really appreciate the video. It wasn't just a video giving us love. He was also giving a couple other companies love.
Sure.
But it was showing our product alongside of a bunch of other products. And ours just happened to be one of the better ones.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that was pretty cool to see him showing us with everybody, not being like, you know what, this company paid me to make yours look worse than mine.
Sure.
Because I've seen those too.
Oh yeah. Those are hot.
I've seen some of these team guys that are like, oh yeah, man, I've used that other stuff. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, let's see it. Well, you know, if you catch it in the right light, it could look better, so I don't want to do that. Yeah, anything could.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, that's the world of ceramics.
Yeah.
And just like we talked about it, and we'll talk about it again, is the best and worst place to learn about ceramic is the internet.
Yeah.
Yep. You get on the internet, you start typing in why it's great,
Yeah.
and it will tell you that you ceramic coat your car on Tuesday night and Wednesday morning you'll wake up with abs. Cures cancer. You know, like
It's the magic wand.
Yes, it's just it. And then, you go in there and type in why it's bad, and they're like, you're gonna ceramic coat your car, and the next morning the whole entire class of kindergartners are gonna die. You know what I mean? Like it
Brutal.
Yeah, it's just like the spectrum is just all over.
Brutal.
But the industry has done that to it.
Yeah.
The product didn't do it to itself.
Yeah.
It comes from a lot of people overselling it. It's not an under-delivering product, but they're overselling its capabilities. And I sell ceramic different than what my competitors sell it for.
Yeah.
So I was talking about ceramic and how I sell it versus my competitors sell it.
I think the way you're selling it is awesome, and I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate to this.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people that are going to listen to this are selling it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I feel like even metal polishers are selling the way we polish the wrong way to our customers.
Yeah.
And I think what you're about to say is going to help both the polishers and the detailers.
Sure. So in the ceramic world, a lot of people sell ceramic on a few of the key points, which is longevity, protection, ease of cleaning. It's luster. There's all of these things, and longevity is the most dangerous one to try to sell it on because, and I'll give you the example. The number of years that your average American keeps a car is like 2.4 years.
Yeah.
So
surprising number, by the way.
It's ridiculous. That's why
First
we're
world
in
problems.
debt up to our eyeballs.
First world problems.
Yeah.
Trillions of debt.
Yeah, they don't have this problem in Honduras.
No.
They run that thing until
They've got a Yoda.
yeah, it runs forever.
B5200.
Yeah, yeah, I did. It's awesome. So if I was to install a 1-year coating on your truck, and you were to pull it into your shop and never move it, it was never to see sunlight, it's never even moving for 10 years. Is that a 1-year coating or is that a 10-year coating?
Yeah.
And so that right there immediately kind of debunks like this whole coatings are going to last 10 years and all of this. Because the other side of the longevity of coating is no one's going to take care of that car like you did when it's in your shop.
Yeah.
So when it leaves your shop, you sold them a time frame that then is also reliant on how they're going to take care of it.
And they're going to look at Google and social media. And
Why isn't my car sheeting water like JJ said it would?
Yeah.
And then they're not going to put it in AI, and it's going to come back and say, because he sucks and sold it to you wrong. You know what I mean? So, well, how about this? Did you hand wash your car once a week with good pH neutral soap and good water? Like all of these things. And of course they're not. That's why they came to you, because they came to you for this product that was supposed to end AIDS.
Yeah.
And it's not going to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so longevity is an issue in trying to sell ceramic, and then I've also heard like you'll never have to wax your car again. Okay. First off, yeah, like what?
Or until you go through a touched car wash.
Yeah, and it's gonna eat it alive.
Yeah.
So that's never anything to try to sell anybody either,
Yeah.
because that. Within a short amount of time, depending on where that person lives, you're going to have things that are going to stick to the ceramic.
Yep.
You're going to have brake dust fall out that's hot, it's coming around, touching it. Any kind of the contaminants, they're still going to stick to the ceramic, it's just ceramic's protecting it.
Right.
And then the ease of cleaning one, they'll see the videos on Facebook of them dumping the dirty bucket of water on the hood, and it like falls off.
Makes for a great video.
It's a great video. Marketing geniuses. But it'll do that too in my shop right when we're done.
Yeah.
But you knock it 2 years down the road and you throw it on there, it's not going to do that same thing.
Right.
Not only that is you're driving this vehicle down the road, you're hitting potholes, it's fluctuating in heat from where I live in the negative temperatures, clear up to a couple hundred degrees if it's in direct sunlight. Those body panels are moving when you're going down the road. That car is flexing.
Right.
So it's distorting that coating. I mean, there's all of these variables. And they are using what it says on the back of the box on this coating thing, and they're using that to control all these variables, which is never going to happen. So instead, the way that I sell ceramic is one, for its UV protection. There's plenty of videos out there on the interwebs of having one side of a window coated and using a heat lamp on one side. Temperature gun moves over, less temperature. Right?
Yeah.
The UV is very important.
Yeah.
And then the second would probably for me be longevity. The third is ease of cleaning. And if you structure it that way, it's going to save you that phone call in 6 months with that customer complaining about how it's not delivering like it was because you sold it to them in not a good way.
Yeah. It's sold as more of an investment into your purchase.
Yes. The way that I upsell ceramic to a customer is the realistic way. This is what you're actually going to get out of it, and that right there is the investment towards your vehicle.
Yeah.
Versus the smoke and mirror side of it. Because I've had plenty of people say, that stuff's just like snake oil. Well, it's not. You were pitched wrong. You know?
I see detailers by us in the summer renting storage units, and they're waxing cars for $100. They're doing $250 ceramics on $2,000 cars. Mm-hmm. Like, you did $350 worth of service on a $2,000 car.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And now you're going to fight with that customer in 6 months because that $250 ceramic more than likely isn't holding up.
No.
And the $2,000 car isn't something that's getting washed on a regular basis. And I'm not bagging on anybody that's got a $2,000 car. Amen if you do, and you've put a ceramic coating on it, you've gotten it buffed. Amen, you're keeping a nice vehicle nice.
Right.
Like, good. I'm just saying from the general consensus I've seen local.
Yeah.
If you're going to a detailer that's working out of a storage unit that he rents for the summer because he's not going to be able to survive the winter, good luck finding that guy when it comes winter. And
and your car's not surviving the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I first started this business, there were 3 of us. 3 people in Knox County detailing cars.
Sure.
There was me, which I didn't even kind of think of myself as like official. And then there was another guy that had been around for like 30 years that was doing dealership work primarily. And then there was another guy that just wasn't reliable at all.
Sure.
You know, customers would show up, drop their car off, show up the next day, and the shop would be locked and he wouldn't even be there.
Damn.
Yeah. So
fly by night
kind of guy. Mm-hmm. He was also just not doing great work. And now, like, when I lay down in bed sometimes, I like scroll through and there's like, the last time I counted, there was like 17 detailers in Knox County.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still eating well in middle of nowhere.
You ate steak.
I ate steak here.
I had to work 2 weeks for this. I know that. I knew you were coming last week, but I worked the week prior to that in case you were. I mean,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Nostradamus.
Nostradamus.
So
there's a name you haven't heard of.
Yeah, no shit.
I bet he went to the moon.
Yeah. Maybe. We're gonna need more storage space. We're about to launch. So,
17.
Yeah.
That's a lot in this little area.
Yeah, and that's the same thing like you were saying, like, and I'm gonna talk about one of my competitors that are here. But, you know, they're like 18 years old, detailing in some nasty, dirty garage.
Yep.
And you know, now listen, that could be the start of their success story as well.
Yeah.
And so I don't bag on those, but also with having that general awareness.
Yeah.
You know, one of my biggest competitors here, dude's name's Colin. He started out literally in his parents' garage. And you know, when he first started, it was little this, little that, and then, you know, it kept going. And dude, he's got a huge shop in Mount Vernon. He's pumping out like 3 or 4 cars a day.
Really?
Multiple employees, yeah.
Wow.
But he just went a different route than me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm slightly stealing this from a very core group of friends of mine, but I want to give my customers an exclusive experience with proven results. You know, when you come up my driveway, you know that, like, this isn't some corporate business where 19 different hands are going to be touching your car.
Either something epic's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or I might get buried in this dude's
backyard. Yeah. You might not be leaving. Yeah. But, you know, that is an area of I've done the employee thing. Yeah. And not that it never worked out for me, but I'm the one that controls all the variables.
Yeah.
I've become comfortable with how much money I can make, and I can control my happiness. I'm also not washing triple the freaking towels.
Yeah.
Every day.
You know, I get asked that question a lot. How do I know when's the right time to hire somebody?
Yeah.
And for some people, that answer is never.
Yeah. For me, it will probably be never.
Yeah.
Never again. And it's only because when I want to stop at 1 o'clock or I want to schedule something differently, it comes back to that freedom statement. I mean, I used to have 2 vans.
Yeah.
You know, I had another van on the road the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'd be in the shop, or I'd be out on the road, and he'd be in the shop, or whatever. And it was good, and I'm glad that I did it. But I don't. I thought my dog snores. I thought I heard him snoring. He's not even in here.
He's not even in here.
No, that's probably the cat. But you know, I'm able to control those variables now.
Yeah.
I can stop at noon or 1 or schedule my stuff or leave or do whatever I want to do, and I don't have to worry about anything else.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about covering payroll or.
No. I mean, I'm not making time to shine money, but
here we go. Here we go.
I'm out here barely scraping by.
Honestly, I definitely can't take all the credit myself at all.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a very talented crew. I've always kind of been surrounded by great people.
Yeah.
And I'm very fortunate in the position I'm in. Sometimes people just fall into my lap. Levi is the perfect example. He came in, did an apprenticeship for a summer.
Yeah.
He was going to go home, start his own business, went down, hated it, hated dealing with the customers.
Yeah.
Called me, said, hey, if I move back up there, can I come work for you full time? I was like, absolutely. I'd make him my shop manager.
Yeah.
Like, I would trust him with
Yeah.
every avenue of my business. Like, he's a ride or die employee.
Yeah. I love seeing him on the golf cart.
Yeah.
Like, he'll be like sitting on the golf cart and he's just stroking that mustache of his.
He cut it off.
No!
Yeah, he did. He finally cut it off.
What?
Yeah, he finally had enough. Yep.
Why?
Thank God. it was straight out of control.
The old dick broom.
It was
Oh,
Raleigh
no.
fingers long.
Oh.
It was out of control. But Levi coming into my life like hit me in a transition where I really needed somebody.
Yeah.
And he has done more than fill that spot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm jealous at times, and I shouldn't be. I shouldn't say jealous. I just don't know the right word for it. But I've given him 27 years of information in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
He is equally as good a polisher as myself.
Yeah.
If him and I had to go head to head, I could beat him in time and beat him in quality. But he is so close.
Mm-hmm.
I would put him ahead of the other 99% of the polishers I know.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
Yeah.
If there was ever a polishing competition, which I think is the stupidest thing ever, because
Yeah.
there's no way to grade it.
Right.
It's all subjective.
Yeah.
In whatever you feel is what you feel. It doesn't make any sense. But if there ever was, I would put Levi up against any of the other polishers I know.
Yeah.
Not just because I trained him, but because he has that same disease that I have. Like, he has that drive
Yeah.
to always want more and always want to be better. But he also understands this is what we give the customer when they're asking for it. We don't give the customer Z when he wants X and is paying for X.
Yeah.
We give him X, and we swallow our pride a little bit sometimes, but we give him what he wants.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's something it's very difficult to teach. I've had a lot of employees come through that are like, I'm not going to put that out. It's got your name on it. I'm like, don't worry about my name.
Yeah.
Do what I'm asking you to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's par less than what we normally would do. But I deal with a lot of farm customers.
Yeah. Well, on the backside, you've had those conversations with that customer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though your name's attached to it, you're only paying for.
They don't see what I see. And you and I have talked about this before. Like,
yeah, I've had some things roll out of my shop, and I'm like, oh no, and then they show up, and they're like, this is the best it's ever looked.
this looks better than when I picked it up
And
from
then
the
I
dealership.
pick it up from new, and I'm just like, they call me the Jesus. You know what I mean?
I mean, seriously, that's the thing, right?
Yeah, dude,
Like,
it is.
We look at it all day, every day, so we look at things differently. And that was my biggest problem when I started building my cab over, was I started just anytime I had free time, sticking my time in my cab over, getting it as perfect as I wanted it. And then people would start showing up, they're like, I want that. I'm like, no, you don't. That's 40 hours a tank.
Yeah.
Sanding and polishing. Like, you don't want that. Like, if I had to bill out 40 hours for a tank, $100 an hour. That's $4,000 for that tank.
Yep.
Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I can do a fuel tanker for
Yeah.
$4,000.
Right. Yeah.
But I did my tiny little fuel tank on my cab over for
Yeah.
40 hours.
Yeah.
That's $4,000 on that
Yeah,
tank
that's
that
ridiculous.
I wasted of my time. And we've talked about this before. I don't change my own oil
Yeah.
because my dealership charged me $100.
Yeah.
And in the hour it takes them to do it,
Yeah.
I've made $400 or $500.
That's right.
Like I dictate my time better because I know that me wasting my time pulling my pickup in to do an oil change where I could,
Stepping over dollars.
yeah,
Literally tripping over them.
every single time.
Yep.
And it leads back to I've never found anybody selling time. And I need to maximize this time because I know I want to retire someday.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be able to polish 3 or 4 trucks a day for the rest of my life. I need to find a way to be able to monetize this to be able to make it through.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's tough. 17 detailers in one area. I think the most polishers I've had in my area was 12.
Yeah.
And it's always during the summer.
Well, you watch it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, essentially, you know, you can take and go fill up a 5-gallon bucket with products from your local parts house.
Yeah.
And call yourself a detailer.
Yeah.
Right. So.
And for what it's worth, you could probably do the same thing. You could go to AutoZone and
Yep.
buy some $10 soap, or go to Walmart and buy some $5 glass cleaner and make it work.
And I would make it work.
Yeah.
But I watch that fluctuate a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I used to get bent.
Me too.
Like bent, dude. I'd be like, you know what I mean? Like you look at my at the time, and look at my wife, like I can't. They're never gonna make it. They're never gonna make it. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna crush them. You know, and now I've gotten to the point where I've seen enough come and go that it doesn't bother me like it did.
I open up my schedule, it's full. I'm like, close it back up. I don't worry about that guy.
Yeah. So, and that comes back to the dude that I was talking about in Mount Vernon. It's like my direct competitor now. I could pick up my phone and I could call him, and we would chat and have a good conversation.
Yeah.
He if he called me, it'd be the same way. For detailers that are maybe in that 3 to 4 year mark that are like already made the jump to do it, they're full time. Creating a healthy market is much better than trying to be, pissed off and disgruntled that there's a new guy coming in.
Yeah.
It is tough. It's a hard pill to swallow, but so that comes back to your ego. Have you done your job at creating this solid customer base and doing what they want and always delivering, walking home?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you needed to, like, have you been a part of that grind?
Yeah.
Or, have you been doing not great work and now you're threatened because someone else is coming in?
Yeah.
And, well, those are the ones. Those are the ones that are, well, I'm okay if they want to leave.
Yeah.
And
at Atlanta, you got to meet Don Conrad. He's a local detailer.
Oh, yeah.
He ceramic coats all of my personal vehicles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, great guy.
Mm-hmm.
I toss him some work. He tosses some work my way. Like, we have a great relationship, and we're only 15, 20 minutes apart.
Yeah.
And we're just two different styles too.
Yeah.
Like he still travels.
Mm-hmm.
He's working by himself. He has no employees, so he still travels. He doesn't get hit with that extra tax. And he just does things different than I do.
Yeah.
He does the polishing, detailing, and ceramic. Whereas myself, we're just polishing. I got out of detailing a long time ago.
Yeah.
When my extractor broke, I was working on a vehicle full of fish. Somebody left fish in their car in the middle of summer, and I was literally had all the seats out, all the carpet out, and the extractor broke on that job. And I was like, I am degreasing this floor, and I'm gonna pressure wash it.
Yep.
And I am getting rid of this broken extractor, and I'm never gonna do this again. And that's exactly what it was. That was what broke the back for me. Was I just realized the polishing was making 80% of my money.
Yep.
And the detailing was doing, well, honestly, less than 20%.
Yeah. And giving you more 50% of headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, more than 50%.
Yeah.
I mean, I've since I've started polishing trucks, I've only hopped in a few trucks that were completely disgusting that I didn't want to pull into my shop because I could smell it standing outside of it. but at the same time, I haven't cleaned puke. I haven't. I've had to clean some animal carcasses that got hit and smothered on a tank a time or two. But
yeah. I've had a customer call that I actually did the job for free.
Really?
Yeah, it was a weird. We just talked about like giving shit away for free. But
I want you to touch on that again.
Yeah, dude. So she called. Her dog got hit.
Sure.
So she scooped up her dog, throws it in the back of her car. Yeah, goes to the vet. Turns out dog ends up dying.
Couldn't save the dog, yeah.
And so she brought it out. It was like a day later. And she's like, how much is it going to be? And I was like, well, I'm going to have to charge you more because when I'm finished, like, I got to take my vacuums apart. And, like, I got to, like, clean
disinfect
this.
Yep.
And I've known her for a long time. We went to school together. And, I just thought, dude, they just lost their dog.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, dude, when my dog dies, I might just get in the box with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
And I just, I did it for free.
Yeah.
That was one. I don't do much shit for free no more.
Yeah, me neither. It's hard.
Yeah.
Because, like, as you grow, the problems don't change. The same problems you had when you were making $1,000 are the same problems you have when you're making $10,000.
Yep.
The same problems you have
Just
when
a
you're
scale.
making $100,000.
It is literally a sliding scale.
Yeah.
This is the amount of money, and it just goes like this.
So when you do one for free when you're little,
Yeah.
it hurts like
Mhm.
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When you do it for free when you're big, it still hurts a lot
Because of time.
because that time.
Yeah.
You
When
can't
you're
recoup.
little, it hurts because of the money.
Yeah.
And when you're bigger, it hurts because of the time.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I took a long time to process was in the beginning, it was just the money.
Mhm.
I needed the money.
Mhm.
And if I did something for free, I was hoping to catch the marketing for it, hoping they'll tell their buddies, hoping they'll market me for
Yep.
it. So I was expendituring that into the marketing side.
Yep.
But now it's like I've lost all that time. Time is far more valuable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the money isn't anymore. I'm just saying the time equivalating to that money
Yeah.
is the biggest difference
Yeah.
now. So I'll lead back to grateful that I have Levi. The last couple weeks, I've decided this year I was going to dive back heavier back into my YouTube.
Mhm.
I realized I really slacked on it the last couple of years, hence the reason why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I want to get back to pushing and helping people out because I noticed even last year, a lot of people kept coming up to me saying, man, you need to do another podcast. And I was like, man, I just don't have the opportunity.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was like, it's not that I don't have the opportunity. I didn't have the time to edit and do all that stuff. So I'm like, the last couple weeks, I scheduled us slower, which is traditionally slower this time of year
Sure.
anyways. So I just scheduled it slower so that Levi and Daisy could handle all the stuff in the shop they were going to handle. And I could physically be in the office.
Mhm.
And I hate doing that because I hate people seeing that I'm not working.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I'm grateful because Levi knows if he comes up and gets me and is like, dude, I need you right now. I can't get this truck done.
It's a legitimate situation.
I'm going to go change.
Yeah.
And we're going to hunker down. I'm going to get this truck done. Even if I got to stay here till 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock tonight, we're
Yep.
going to get it done so the customer can still leave tonight.
Yep.
But Levi doesn't do that because
Mhm.
he can get it done.
Yeah. He's a grinder.
But he also knows that if he needs to, he can come ask me, and I won't hesitate. I'll throw some clothes on to get dirty with him.
Yeah.
But the last 2 weeks, I've literally not left my office and edited I went through my phone. I had like 500 videos that I hadn't uploaded. But in the moment, I was like, man, I should shoot a video of this real quick. I shot it, and then it came time to edit, and I just, I'm busy tonight. I got something else to do, and I never edited it. And I never even think to look back through my phone at all the dead videos that are laying in there. But I now have content, a short on YouTube every Monday and Friday, and a long form video every Wednesday coming out. And I've got that till May.
Nice.
So I now have from now until May to gather content and
Yeah.
hopefully keep pushing it until I can get more content.
Yeah.
So it was tough.
Yeah.
Like mentally it's tough. I would rather hold a grinder
Mm-hmm.
than sit in an office.
Yeah.
But being in the office also makes money. Like calling our vendors, calling our distributors.
Well, what you said is you don't like when people see you not working.
Yeah.
But when your washer breaks, the owner of Maytag isn't coming out and fixing that bitch either. Dude.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're right.
yeah, Mr. Maytag.
You're
Wow.
right.
What a privilege.
You know, this last year, Levi has gotten so good. I run a training program in the winter, October to February. And we only run it during our slower months. It's to keep the shop busy.
Yep.
Last year, I let Levi take over the training program. I had a few guys that were like, I specifically want to be trained by you.
Sure.
And I'm like, cool. Levi's got a really good track record.
Mm-hmm.
Every person he's trained has done really well.
Yeah.
I trust Levi.
Mm-hmm.
I would like you to trust him.
Yeah.
And I only had 2 guys that were like, nope, it's got to be you or I'm not doing it. I'm like, okay, cool. Come on in. I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I'd book extra work and let Levi do stuff in the shop. Well, this year, everybody has gone to Levi. And my wife had asked me the other week, she goes, don't you think people are booking it just for you? I'm like, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if it was me, if I was booking a class with somebody, I'd be booking the experience, not the person.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like, some people just want to meet me, want to come say hi. And I've had this before. Back in the day, I used to book classes by the day.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have a 3-day or a 2-day.
Yeah.
Pick one or the other. I don't do 1-days anymore.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah.
Because I had a kid come in. I tried to train him. Didn't hear anything I said. He took 100 pictures
Mm-hmm.
and 5 different videos.
Yeah.
And he held the grinder for maybe 10 minutes.
Mm.
And he asked if he could get a certificate of training.
Yeah.
And I'm like, certificate of what? Like, we've only been polishing for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry. At the time, I didn't do the certificates.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that wasn't even a thought that ever crossed my mind. A metal polishing certificate.
Yeah.
Right? After that, we did start doing them, but we changed it to a 3-day and a 2-day program. But at the time, I was like, why did this kid want it? The second he left my shop, and he paid for a full day, but he only stayed till like 10 in the morning. He was there. I don't start until 8.
Yeah.
We do 8 till like 2 or 3, depending on how long your arms can hold up.
Yeah.
Running the big grinder. He made it from 8 to 10, and he only really touched the grinder for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But he left at 10 o'clock after paying for a full day.
Yeah.
The whole drive home, he was posting on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everything. Trained by Evans, trained by Evans, trained by Evans, trained by Evans.
Mm.
And I was like, that kid just paid $500 to tell everybody he was trained by me.
Yeah. And that product is gonna be.
This kid was not a good polisher.
No.
Like, I sat there and I thought about it for a long time. I was like, do I comment on it? Like, dude, you were only here for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And honestly, I just left it. And I was like, I would hope. He was in an area where I was kind of polishing in another state. And I think it was just to try to get some of that customer base.
Sure.
Switched over to like, hey, I know you're using Evan, but Evan just trained me.
Yeah.
So why don't you just use me instead of using him?
Yep.
And I saw a few customers go to him, and then those guys called me right away. They were like, you trained this guy? And I was like, no, actually, he made it 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He took a bunch of pictures and a bunch of cool videos, and he left.
Yeah.
Like, he paid $500 to say he was trained here, but honestly, he didn't hold the grinder for more than 10 minutes. And they all came back. I still to this day have all those customers.
Yeah.
He only made it less than a year after that.
And then fizzled out.
Yeah, it fizzled out.
Yeah.
So I learned pretty early on to just let that stuff go and
Let it ride.
not get wrapped up in the drama
Just-
at all.
I'm the gloss boss. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, like that. You know, and then if I can help somebody along the way, I will.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm also not the easiest dude to talk to. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Which is not true at all.
well, but you're a person that can hear, listen, receive, and return in my way.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean? You
Yeah.
know, so a lot of people, back to time, like I'm not gonna sit here and like have this conversation with you if it's not one the right way or two. Like everyone has their own little way of doing it.
You know, I have some polishers that'll message me 10 times a week,
Yeah.
and I give them advice every day.
Yeah.
They don't listen to any of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, oftentimes I'm like, I should stop answering this person because he has not taken any of my advice. And it's not just that he's not buying my product. I don't care if you do or don't buy my product.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you regardless.
Yeah.
it's easier for me to help you if you're using my product because I know it.
You know its capabilities are.
I also know the capabilities of some other products that I've tried over the years. But if you're calling me about some new brand that just came out, the likelihood of me trying it is pretty low.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I hit winter, I may grab a bar just to play around with it. But the likelihood of me switching to somebody else's stuff and being mind blown by a product at this point in my career,
it's not gonna happen.
Unless
it's probably not.
Unless some kind of technology changes, I'm gonna have a hard time with that. One, because I'm very comfortable and used to using what I use at this point.
Yeah.
To switch, I'd have to learn new techniques and learn new patterns and learn. If I switch to a really greasy bar, now I have to do a different pattern.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to a semi-wet versus a full wet. And it's little things like that are what set people apart sometimes.
Well, it's a part of that learning curve process. You know, I might grab a 15 millimeter throw DA, and I might run, and it looks crazy when you're getting ready to do it, but I might run a microfiber cutting pad, but with a finish polish.
Right.
Turns out, no one actually knows how hard that clear coat really is.
Yeah.
You know, so I might start and then I might switch to a yellow pad and a cutting compound.
Sure.
And I might be at 6,000 RPMs. Or I might, you know what I mean? Like, trying to figure that out is the first, you know.
Yeah.
Getting that hammered out, like you said, is...
It's tough because I see a lot of polishers and detailers jumping from product to product to product. It's like, dude, you didn't even give yourself a chance to learn that first product.
No.
Before you said it didn't work and you jumped to the next.
No, I mean, in the paint polishing world, you can switch from Ford to GM to a BMW to a Toyota, and all of those, whatever product you're using is going to react completely different.
Yeah.
And whatever pad and how much ever heat you're applying and all of those things, it's not, you need to polish, you need to use that, whatever, let's just say you're trying to do compound. And you're not switching pads or machine or anything, dude, you better try that compound on 10 cars.
Right.
Before you come up with like this evaluation. But now, like, I've grabbed some compounds and I get halfway through a fender and it's dusting already.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Because it's not what you like to use.
It's not what I like to use.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to spend, for every 5 minutes I polish, I have to spend 10 minutes cleaning.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, like, but I've landed on product. It works good. And I stay with it because I know it.
And it's not about brand loyalty. It's because it works.
Because it works.
And it works for the way you want it to work.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things.
Except I'm wrong. That shouldn't work.
Because they're invested in the companies that repair the stuff that does work.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, they used to be. They're not anymore, allegedly.
Yeah. No.
But who can you trust anymore, to
No.
be honest?
We didn't go to the moon.
If this goes viral because we talked about not going to the moon,
Dude. We'll probably make it to the moon.
Maybe somebody will take us up on the offer to put us up there so we can actually see that it was real.
Yeah. So, legiticizing. Insurance.
Oh, God, yeah.
Right?
I preach this all the time.
Yeah.
In my training course, it's one of the things we talk about.
Is insurance.
Is if you're going to do it right.
Yeah. And so one thing that we touched on before we reshot take two was, you know, I watch these guys come into this industry, and like before they've even successfully detailed a handful of cars to even know their product or know their pricing or know anything, they're posting on social media. They're trying to get that traffic like the kid.
Yeah.
They're getting hats, t-shirts, business cards.
Oh, God.
And, you know, like, but brother, you haven't even made, you know, after I made like my first $100,000, I got a polisher tattooed on my arm. You know what I mean? Like, now we're talking about some dedication. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know, so,
I made a joke about this on Instagram.
Oh, really?
Like 10 years ago. I posted, it was when Reels first came out on Instagram and they were hot.
Yeah.
It was one of the first Reels I ever put up. It was, what do I need to start a metal polishing business? I need t-shirts.
Yes.
Full apparel line. My own products.
Yeah.
Hats.
Yeah.
Stickers.
I have to give hats away or I will not be successful.
Hats, stickers, and a pile of business cards that people are going to grab and then throw away.
Yeah. Oh, dude, walking past the trash can and seeing business cards, it pisses me off.
I use the dot card.
Oh yeah.
You just tap it to the back of their phone and they've got all your contacts saved.
Yep.
That's been more efficient for me. But honestly, business cards are dead.
They're dead. I use QR code.
Yeah.
I have one on my smart car.
QR code works really well too.
Yep.
Except for the people that are like, well, what is that?
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. All right. Never mind. I'm not going to detail your car anyways. But it was probably about year... Well, it was really about like year 1 initially of being like fully self-employed. It was time for insurance.
Yeah.
And it has paid it's definitely been worth its weight.
Yeah.
A couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that leads me into a failure that I had. 2 failures. I've had a lot of failures, but like, I pulled a brand new wakeboard boat out of my shop. And the tower had raised back up.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I polished and ceramic coated this whole boat. Pulled the tower back down and got a phone call. I'm sitting in my truck on my phone. My truck's running. My truck's hooked to the boat and all this stuff. I'm getting ready to pull it out. And it, either from the vibration of my truck or whatever, had allowed those gas shocks to come back up. I had no idea. Dude, I put my truck in drive. Wham! I mean, like, stopped and, like, sucked my truck down, and I'm like, dude, I look back, and it, first off, jacked my shop up. And then, dude, the tower on this brand new Malibu is just, like, twisted all down, and I'm like,
oh, no.
Back to turning wrenches. And, so, yeah, it was like, over 10 grand. And I insurance.
Yeah.
Auto insurance.
Yeah.
And then,
thank God.
Yeah, and if I wouldn't have had it,
It could have been business crippling.
would I have come up with it?
You'd figured it out.
Probably.
Yeah, no, 100% you'd have figured it out.
I would have been doing some not good stuff to get it.
You've been working a lot of weekends in your swimsuit.
Yeah, my freedom would have been gone. And but having that insurance is also, I don't want to say that it's helped me have like better character, because I think that's something we're probably just born with, but it has allowed me to be a little more comfortable with if I made a mistake.
Sure.
So I was polishing an Audi A4 one day, and on the rear C-pillar, humming along, and I've already polished like 80% of the car. I'm just, I pull the polisher down, and the paint's gone, and I'm like, oh no, no. And like, I even thought like, was it there already and I didn't see it? Like, just the way it was. And I'm like, dude, no freaking way. And it was, I literally polished all the way through the clear through the paint, all the way down to like the primer, like a factory primer. I didn't know. It was just coming up on a point, and I stayed there too long and burnt right through it. It was like that. And I even had a temperature gun on my side, because it was black. So I was checking temperature as I was like working my way through the panel to make sure that I was bringing the heat to the same in all those areas. Because
that's another level of professionalism not many people talk about.
Yeah, yeah. So because if your temperature is different throughout the car, you're gonna see that in color. And
that's so wild.
And I looked at it and I'm like, I totally did that. And now this car, I detailed the interior. He wanted it paint corrected and this and that. And I called him and I said, hey man, I got some bad news. Like I just burned a hole through the paint, like, and not just through the clear, through the paint, and it's like into the primer. And he's like, oh, how big is it? And I'm like, it's maybe the size of like a nickel. I said, but it's not on like the bottom of the door. Like, you're going to see this. Yeah. And he's like, okay.
Somebody good's going to have to blend it.
Yeah. And,
Wood's Riding Custom, by the way.
Shout out. And so, I said, I'm really sorry. I said, I'd already sent some pictures off to a guy here that I would like trust to paint it. And he is going to work on a price for me, this, that, and the other. He goes, okay. He goes, well, I'll take a look at it when I get there and this and that. So the car looked great. I'd like put extra tire shine on it, he walked in and I'm like standing in front of it, like,
yeah, posted up so they can't see the bad part.
And so he was like, oh man, that's not that bad. And I was like, no, like I understand that you're saying that, like, but this is a huge mistake in my world.
Yeah.
And I said, I want to take care of it. And he goes, well, how much do I owe you for the detail? And I said, nothing. Like, this is the whole thing is on me. And so he was like, okay. He goes, well, let me know if you hear something and this and that. And he left. And I'm like outside crying,
Yeah.
So I come out of the shop and I'm like sitting there thinking like, all right, probably gonna have a couple $1,000 in fixing this car or whatever. And I'm, tossing those things around in my mind. Like, am I gonna make a claim on this, or am I just gonna pay it out of pocket?
Yeah.
And about 5 minutes later, here he comes back up the driveway. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? And I figured maybe like, I don't know, did I leave something out of the car, a freaking ice scraper or some shit,
Sure.
And he comes up and he stops and he gets out and he's like starting to reach in his pocket and pulls out $100. And he goes, I want to give you $100. And I said, no, man, I already told you, like, this is on me. And he goes, I'm gonna give you the $100 and I don't want to have that spot fixed. And I was like, are you sure? And he was like, listen, he goes, you made a mistake. You told me about it right away. You already had a plan in place to have it fixed. He goes, this is going to be like a daily driver for me. And just having that in the process of what you did was enough.
Really?
And I was like, okay, man. Like, I really appreciate it. And he's like, I appreciate it. And we shook hands, and I still detail for the guy today.
I was gonna say long-term customer.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
I was in the position because I pay that piper on a monthly basis for insurance, and again, I figured it out. Yeah, but like, it helped put me in a position with my small business to be able to be better for the customer.
Yeah.
So
honestly, you did right out the gate.
Yeah.
And just being upfront almost always comes back to be great. There's very few times I've heard a story where they were like upfront and honest right out the gate, and the customer was like, "Get bent, give me my car.
Yep.
Good luck. You're gonna be hearing from my lawyer."
Yeah.
Very few times have I ever heard that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much easier to just be
out there,
up front, and especially if you've got the insurance and everything else to help back you up. Especially for the guys in the metal polishing side.
Yeah.
The trucking world is expensive, and you work on high-end cars too. Like, my garage keeper's insurance is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because, God forbid, I have Don Wood's truck in my shop and it starts itself on fire. Like, from not even my own fault, just a battery on his truck going bad, or somebody else that Mitchell Bottomley's show truck, or Troy Massey's show truck or something in my shop, and it burns the entire shop down with all of my stuff in it. Like,
rest assured, Don could probably take his burn up truck to the championship and still win.
He'd make a good swing at it.
Yeah.
He'd make a good swing at it.
Yeah. That's funny.
But yeah, honestly, it's definitely helped me make better decisions too. I had a battery box fly off one time. I had an employee that, it's my own fault. I should have checked it. He was a newer guy. I thought when we put the battery box back on, he double checked it to make sure it was latched in really well. Turns out he just set it on and never latched it.
Yeah.
And at the time I was like, shouldn't the driver catch that in his pre-trip? At the same time, it was my fault.
It's the buck stops somewhere.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it was my fault.
Yeah.
So I bought the new one, and I didn't claim it on the insurance because I was like, at the time it was $500 box, and I was like, my deductible's $250.
Yeah,
like,
you're halfway there.
I'm halfway there anyway.
Yeah.
It's just pay it, save the claim, save the insurance rates going up, and just do what was right for the customer.
Yeah.
And it was tough to swallow. I was still pretty small when that happened, but at the same time, I was thankful to have the insurance so I could make the right call and just say, yep, take care of it right now, be done with it.
Yeah. No, I get it.
That's pretty wild.
Well, what else is on your list there?
What would be your best advice for somebody new just getting in, other than do it legit and get your insurance? What else could you offer that you would say would probably give somebody a leg up pretty quickly?
Yeah. So, and this I have this in my notes, is bring something to the table that no one else does.
I like that.
And it's in my area for me.
Zip up jackets?
Yeah. No. Yeah, the story goes, I used to give zip-up jackets to all my ceramic customers. And it was like a year later, I had another one of my friends send me a picture from Goodwill. Someone friggin' turned my jacket into Goodwill. So, but...
And you bought it back?
Lo and behold, for $15, I bought it back, and I'm currently repurposing it. Yeah. No, in my area... I was quick to see that mobile was what I could do.
Yeah.
I was used to it because when I was a mechanic, I was also mobile.
Yeah.
So it didn't bother me working out at that point in time. Now I'm a bougie bitch in my shop. It's like, it's always sunny and 70 in there. So,
Yeah.
But then that was it for me. I could go to your place of work, your place of business. It would not inconvenience you at all. And I could detail your car right there at your place.
Yeah.
And, but, the best advice is it almost encompassing all these things that we've talked about is just do your research, study your demographic, set your prices, and dude, outwork the competition. Outwork them. Like, dude, there is no one that I know that can work harder than me. I will freaking outwork anybody. And
I've said it for years.
And then and that might be the thing that sets you apart from the other ones that dude had a full schedule, but I dropped my car off at 8 o'clock at night and he stayed up until 1 a.m. That might get you to a tip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
yeah.
That is one thing that I did is I always figured it out. These kinds of things open up more comfortable areas for those newcomers to call me and say, hey, I'm having this problem. Because it wasn't like that when I started. I didn't have another detailer to call and be like, hey man, I just jacked this car up. Or what soap should I use for this?
Yeah.
And I want to be that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to be that for someone else. And even if it's just general business talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, I don't know what to do with this portion of my taxes. I'm either going to say, oh, I know about that, or I got a guy I can call. Let me see if I can figure that out.
Yeah.
But no, someone that's just coming into this, if they're a detailer, those quick demographic studies will solve and answer a lot of your questions.
And honestly, if you're watching this and you're thinking JJ's probably got an answer for you, he's not on Instagram, but he's on Facebook.
I am on Facebook.
The Gloss Boss.
The Gloss Boss.
Honestly, look him up. Like JJ and I, we've had some great conversations over the years, and honestly, I've learned a lot today. Just you and I talking over steak dinner.
Yeah.
Just things that I've never really thought through myself either. And honestly, that's pretty awesome. I've said for years that I'm not the best polisher. Like a lot of people say I am.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask Levi. I tell people all the time, I don't feel like I'm the best polisher. I've seen some pretty great polishers.
Yeah.
I promise you, I will not let you outwork me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's not a single show I've ever been to that I will let you outwork me.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not running it and I'm competing, like Louisville, I'm sorry, if it's warm enough outside and I'm not dead, I'm out there grinding.
Yeah, I'm polishing,
baby. I want to beat you.
Yeah.
My best year was 5 out of the 6 best of shows were all my customers.
All your customers.
And all of them, I was heavily invested in all 5 of them.
Yeah.
And I had one other year where I had all 6, but I was just like partially invested in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But the year I had 5 out of 6 was the first year we came back from COVID, Louisville 2022, and took 5 out of the 6 classes, and all of them were like close personal customers that it rained 7 times that day.
Yeah.
And the one customer, Jimmy Gansky, his competitor right next to him, every time it would rain, we would dry the truck off, re-ceramic seal it, and juice the tires.
Yeah.
7 times in one day that thing got ceramic coated.
Hell yeah.
And tennis shoes. Yeah.
It's thick.
It was so perfect that it was going to rain again that night, overnight. And it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm looking at the radar, and I'm like, dude, it's going to quit raining at like 2:30. I told my boys, we've hustled hard all day. You guys all go to bed, go get the shower, because we were all staying in Airbnb that year, which I don't do anymore because that was such a nightmare in Louisville. I said, you guys all go get showered, get some sleep. We got to be back here at 6 a.m. I said, that rain's going to quit at 2:30. I'm personally going to dry off all 7 of our customers one last time. And then I'm going to come home, I'm going to shower, I'm going to get a half-hour nap, I'm going to get you guys up, and we're going to be back over here at 6 to get everybody wiped down one more time because rain's down at 8 a.m. And they're like, why? It's going to rain. I'm like, yes, but I want to make sure the water spots are off. But Jimmy, the guy right next to him, every time we'd come wipe his truck down right after that rain, he'd go, cracking his beer, sitting in his chair. There's more rain coming. He's looking at his phone. There's more rain coming. Don't pay to wipe it off. Well, guess what? At 6 o'clock that next morning, he come over by me. He's like, how do I get these dust rings off the top of my hood? I said, wiping 7 times yesterday.
That's right.
And he looked at me and he's like, well, you can't tell me how to get it off? I said, first off, you're competing against my customer. Second off, there's no good solution in a rush with dust rings. I mean, it was literally...
And in a show environment.
It was literally mud.
Yeah.
I mean, the dust from the parking lot had landed on it. Every time it rained, it would create mud rings.
Yeah.
There's no amount of compound you're going to put on that in a 30-minute time period and get it wiped off in time for judging. That's going to make that make sense, right? There's a bunch of other people in your class that are going to have the same problem. Muscle through it. Take your lickings that you didn't wipe down on it yesterday. Focus on the things that the judges are going to look at and hope they overlook that. They're not going to, but just understand that you and everybody else in that class, other than my customer, are going to start with that disadvantage. So instead of looking at it like, why are you doing that? Maybe look at, why is he doing that? Right? So that quick to critique and just go down that path is just...
So that sounds like canned air and bed sheets for me.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Atlanta this year is the first time I've been blown away in a long time. Like watching you grab bed sheets and laying them on the truck so that the dew overnight didn't affect the last minute wipe down was genius.
I mean, I don't know exactly who came up with it. I mean, I was like, dude, we need to cover this thing. And then I can't remember if I said we just need a bunch of bed sheets or blankets or something. And then, Shelly went out and bought, bought like every king size set that Target had. And so somewhere in Atlanta, there's enough pillowcases for a Motel 8, dude.
I walked through and I was like, what is going on over there? It looks like bed sheets hanging on there. And I walked over, I was like, that is bed sheets. And I was like, in my head, I'm sitting there thinking, why? And then I'm like, oh, it's going to get dewy tonight.
Yeah, it is.
And not having that dew on the truck, being able to wipe that off. And saving yourself that excess wiping time.
And those were all stuck on with magnets.
That's gonna be huge.
We put them over it, and then I have a bunch of magnets in my van, and we literally would stick it over and.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, that's actually really, really impressive. And there was another truck that ended up doing it. TJ Conkle and those guys had moving blankets they set out, and they said the same thing. It worked perfectly. I'm not saying everybody needs to go do that, because I'm definitely going to probably recommend some of my customers that will go do that this year.
I'm going to be getting in the truck cover world.
It was pretty impressive. It made a huge difference.
That was it was a good show.
I've seen a lot of different things, the electric toothbrushes over the years, but I had never seen canned air. And when somebody told me you were using it, I'm like, I got to figure out why he was using it. And as soon as you said it today, I was like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I would have used it for.
Literally, we used it just to dust.
As soon as you start the truck, it sucks all the dust off the ground.
As soon as we'd had to build air for the judging, and as soon as he was going to start it, it was going to pull off whatever and wherever from, and cover the truck. And yeah, so, the first place we started was under the hood.
Yeah.
And
First place I started too.
yeah, so so we had it lifted up, and we just went after it. And rags in your hands and everything else can only get in so much.
Yeah.
And we used canned air and just canned air the shit out of it, and then
So
we're just
awesome.
able to just wipe it off.
So
But dude,
awesome.
the guys to the sides of us were like, because we staged the area, you know what I mean? So like, which kind of, not saying had never been done, but not like we did it. So
Yeah.
I asked the judge like, hey, do you mind if we stage it? So I had a pile. I had 7 rags every like 4 foot.
Yeah.
Folded up, stacked up, and by each pile of rags, I had product. So I never had to go back for product. I never had to worry about carrying product.
So you needed tire shine by the rear tires.
Yep.
You needed
Yep.
quick detailing by this. You needed glass cleaner
Yep.
by this.
And
chrome polish
there
by
was
that.
tire shine and an applicator by the front wheels.
Yep.
So like I never had to go anywhere for product. It was all right here behind me. I could go
That's
like this
awesome.
and grab it.
It was thought out.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Like, I enjoy running Atlanta
Yeah.
because I'm on a side. I've won everything there is to win at the national championship level on
Yeah.
both Louisville and when Dallas was still around. I was never looking for winning a title. Like I have one trophy in my office, and it's from a guy that was so mad that he took second place that he just never wanted to look at the trophy ever again. So he gave it to me.
Hell yeah.
They announced his number for first place.
Yeah.
And gave it to somebody else.
Oh.
And when you looked at the scoring sheets, he actually won first place.
Okay.
So he was even more pissed off that they gave him second place because he found out he was actually first place.
Yeah.
So it was such a messed up deal that year at Dallas. Everything got messed up that year. But they never took the trophies back and gave them to the rightful owners. So he just never wanted to look at it. So he gave me the second place trophy, and it's been sitting in my office ever since.
Yeah.
But that's the only trophy I've ever gotten that I didn't go and win myself with one of my own trucks.
Yeah.
Right? But I've always wanted that for my customer.
Yeah.
But now that I've gotten them all, and until somebody else comes along that's like, dude, I really need your help, and we've been friends forever. Like, if one of my good buddies called me up and was like, hey, I'm going to make a run at Louisville, cool.
Yeah.
If Don Wood builds another one,
Yeah.
I'm going to have his back 100%. He's
Sure.
always been solid for me. If Mike Domino calls me up and like, hey, dude, I'm building myself a truck, let's make a run at the national championship. Like, cool, let's go. But I'm a little jealous because I would love to compete side by side with you. Because I really felt like I saw a little bit of me in you in the truck world this year.
Yeah.
Like you cared about that truck the same way I care about my customers.
Yeah.
You planned out your attack.
Yeah.
You executed, and you executed with precision and
Yeah.
not just your best foot forward, but your best foot forward for both you and the customer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was, he was able to focus on his part
Right.
and didn't have to worry.
Right.
I told him numerous times, like, no, dude, we got it. We
Yeah.
got it. And, Derek and I, like, dude, we had it freaking planned out.
Yeah.
Like,
It was dialed in.
and
You were clean.
when there was nothing on our judge sheet that said anything about dirt.
Finding a pile of
Nope.
dirt, yeah.
We were and they were up in that.
Oh, yeah.
And not on any sheet that said anything about being dirty.
Yeah.
Everything actually said very clean, very clean. So,
Yeah.
but what was really cool was, no one saw all that prep work.
Yeah.
No one saw me out in the front parking lot at 2 a.m. correcting the paint.
I saw you.
You still, you saw me. Yeah. We're out there jamming ludicrous radio,
Yeah.
and I was drinking beer, freaking hammer away
Yeah.
at this thing. And no one saw, which I'll say it out loud because I don't care. No one saw me like laying on my side, freaking painting the T-bar.
Sure.
Right. No one saw, the night before until midnight rags down of us, in there, except the guys that were in it. Right.
Yeah.
And when we were out there, I was watching the other trucks that were getting judged. I'm watching because I'm kind of seeing what they're looking for, and I'm really trying to pay attention to like, oh, he's touching under there. I need to make sure I hit this when I'm on my side doing my thing. And, there'd be 4 or 5 people, walking around with the judges, or someone come up and they want to take a picture or something. And I'm telling you, dude, when Derek and I said go, we were literally running, talking out loud, back and forth across the truck. And when we were done with our part of Can't Stop, there was like 30 people.
Standing around watching?
And they were watching us. And we got done and closed everything up, and then throughout the rest of that day and then into the next day, there were people that came up to me and were like, dude, you guys freaking killed it. Like, it was sweet just watching you guys like do your thing and work through that. And that was the best part of the show for me.
See, that's one thing I did for a long time is I studied the judges.
Yeah.
Like I got to learn the judges and where they look and what they do, and I asked judges questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd always get the judging sheets so I could read them and see, like, did I miss? Was it the truck? Was it me?
Yeah.
And then I also got to know the judges. Like,
yeah.
Where do they like to look?
Yeah.
What is their favorite spot to check?
Yeah.
What is it?
And you know what, dude? Even on that level, and this is something I told the customer is, they might just not like gray.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
it's preference.
Dude. When you're on that level,
mm-hmm.
it is coming down to. I mean, obviously they have to follow the judge sheet, but like, they might turn around and look at any other truck and be like, that thing's sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where you're gonna catch those bonus points.
Yeah.
That's where, you know what I mean? Like,
that's exactly it.
That's just it, man.
Yeah.
So,
and especially in like a limited mileage class, it is so tight because it's so custom. Everybody's custom in that class that it comes down to a lot of preferences on what they like to see built.
Yeah.
Like the things they like to see closed up, the things they like to see open to still see in that area. There's a lot of that wild stuff that goes on at that level. So it's cool to compete. Like, I always liked competing at the limited because it was the hardest one to win.
Yeah.
Especially when you were in that lineup that you were in Atlanta, you were in 11 or 10. I think there was 10 in that class. You are 10 of the 500 or 1,000 trucks I saw across the country that even got invited to compete against each other.
Yep.
You were one of 10 of those 1,000
that
I saw that got invited through the Bennett situation.
Dude, I washed 5 or 6 of the trucks we competed against just out in the parking lot, prepping them. And, my customer would call and he's like, what's up? And I'm like, dude, there's a couple that are
pretty nice.
Pretty freaking nice, dude. Like, you're going to have a problem with like this one. This one's nice.
Yeah.
And, he walked away with second, and it was a good show. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The one dude that I thought was just going to take it, I don't even know if he placed.
Yeah.
But it's a freaking tight world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the dark horses that a few people had picked to be lower in the sheet, he was right in it.
Yeah.
I mean, just barely missed third place. Just barely missed third place. It was like a half point away.
Mm-hmm.
Half point difference. Like, I actually sent the judges out to rejudge the 2 trucks to make sure, because they weren't 100% confident. Tight. And a half point could change.
Yeah.
Just because you looked at this truck earlier in the day and this one later in the day, I made them both go back out and relook at them just to make sure that they were confident in their situation. And after going back out and looking at them, they were 100% confident that half a point should stay a half a point, and that he did in fact get snubbed out by a half a point.
Yeah.
Which is cool, because it's anybody's game when you're at that level.
Yeah, that's right.
And anything could possibly happen. So, well, the only thing I got left on my list is the part that I dread the most. Only because I've gotten to know you pretty well, so it makes me a little nervous.
All right.
But, so I always end these segments with having you ask me a question. I've sat here and asked you plenty of questions today. And made you do it twice.
Yeah.
Because memory card glitched. That was great. But at the end of every show, I always let you ask me a question. And it can be anything that's non-incriminating.
Sure. All right. Well, I know exactly what I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
All right. Out of all of your And the answer can be short. It doesn't have to be a long explanation. What is the number one thing that you can do to be better?
I would say the number one thing I could personally do to be better would be to dictate. And I only say that because I'm very poor at dictation.
Mm-hmm.
I hate giving up positions. Like, there's a lot of things.
Delegate.
Yeah.
Right? You want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dictation, delegation,
Yeah.
same
Okay.
thing for me.
Yeah, okay.
There's a lot of things that I know I could let others do.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to hold on to them because they're mine,
I know.
right?
It's your baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every time I talk to somebody else doing better than myself, I often ask them,
Mm-hmm.
how do I delegate better?
Mm-hmm.
And it's always the same answer. It's a you problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one thing I would figure out. Like I said earlier, with this whole working on my YouTube algorithm,
Yeah.
the whole reason I'm doing that is I'm hoping that I can find some high schooler straight out of high school that wants to do social media marketing,
Mm-hmm.
that I could hire on, that isn't looking for $200 an hour,
Mm-hmm.
that I could hire on full time to just film at the shop.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's something going on in the shop every day that could be filmed, could be edited, and could be put out in content
Sure.
that would help somebody.
That would help somebody.
I just physically do not have the time to do it every day. And when I do, I video it and then I don't have the time to edit it.
Yeah.
And to send it to somebody to edit it's a pricey process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm honestly hoping AI just keeps doing better and better so that I can just dump a bunch of stuff into AI and let it spit out some good stuff, but AI isn't quite there yet.
You can get one of those sex robots and change it into a videographer.
A working robot.
Yeah.
Just video stuff, edit content, and upload it every day. But yeah, delegation would probably be the one thing that I really need to work on. Is I know I need to. There's a few more things I need to do over the next couple of years. I need to hire in a few more key positions in house.
Yeah.
Just to help the growth continue.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the one thing I know I struggle internally with.
Yeah.
That it's my baby. It's my two children.
Yep.
And
Yeah, and a lot of times when you're doing so good, or there's just probably a lot of people that like put you on this pedestal, right? And they just think like,
Yeah.
you got it, and,
Yeah.
and sometimes I'm not afraid to ask any kind of challenging question if I know that it can help that person maybe think about it more. Like, maybe this is going to be the week that I call that high school kid, or you know what I mean? Like, and because I have a very good core group of friends and it's only like 3.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like when I say friends, plural does not go very far.
Yeah. Honestly, the older we get, the tighter that gets.
And I can call them and they're gonna give it to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a that's great, dude. That's terrible. You can't say that. Or like and I've learned by having those challenging people in my life, it makes my life way better.
Yeah.
Even if it sucks at the moment. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you, and I hang up. You know what I mean? And I call them back, I'm like, yeah, you're right, dude.
I hate eating crow.
Oh, yeah.
It tastes terrible.
Yeah. Oh, a little bit of Sweet Baby Ray's. get right back.
Get back on the horse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's tough because you've built this thing to where it's at.
Yeah.
And now you kind of gotta let it go a little bit. Like, I'm very envious of the people that build businesses and just hire in everybody to fill the positions and step away and go on vacation. Like, I'm not that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the guy that goes on vacation to go polish with somebody
Yeah.
while I'm there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. When my hands aren't moving, I'm making no money.
Yeah.
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 So.
And I know I need to hiring a couple more polishers in the shop so that I can be in the office and in the shop more. And I just like being in that shop too much.
Yeah.
That's my biggest problem, is I love holding on to a grinder. Even like coming to Ohio here to train, I didn't need to do it, but it was a different type of training.
Yeah.
And I told my wife when I was on the drive here, I said, this was the first time I was actually nervous to train. She's like, you never get nervous. I was like, I'm working on things I'm unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
Like, do I know how to polish aluminum, stainless, and copper? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know how to polish what they're working on specifically? No.
Mm-mm.
Do I know what level and standard they need their products to be at? No. Do I work at a stand-up lathe very often? No.
Yeah.
Do I know how to? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can I train somebody how to? Absolutely, I can. But I'm working with so many variables that I'm not normally dealing with, that I came into this week training somebody from Ohio in things that I'm not I wasn't 100% confident in.
Yeah.
But by lunch today, the guy was killing it.
Yeah.
I had them turned around relatively quickly. They're scheduled for 3 days. The boss came in at like 2:00 today, and he's like, Evan, I feel really bad. I don't know what we're gonna do for 3 days. Like, you cleaned up in a day what I thought was gonna take a week.
Yeah.
He's like, we've accomplished more today than we would have normally done in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So the fact that we now have increased production exponentially is huge. And tomorrow's going to be even better. They had some tooling that we needed to purchase today that was going to help make them even better tomorrow. But I was nervous, like real nervous. And I was like, man, they're paying me decent money to fly out here to Ohio to come train some stuff, and on the phone I was confident.
Yeah. Oh, I've done that 100 times.
I mean, I have.
Yeah.
Just
not in that application.
In that application
Yeah.
is not what I was used to, and not what I was going into with any level of confidence that I've done it 100 times.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun. Like, I actually enjoyed myself today. There was a few times I caught myself smiling. I was like, God, nerd. They're probably looking at me like, what's wrong with this guy? He's smiling all the time. I was actually like really proud of the kid. Like, he caught on super quick. He was listening, paying attention.
Yeah.
And I'm not a stand-up lathe kind of polisher.
Yeah.
Like, that's a different type of polisher
Yeah.
than what I do. But there are a lot of times I'll use my stand-up lathe just because it does do the job quicker and more efficient.
Sure.
And it's one of those like buy time things. And yeah, I still get uneasy 27 years in. That's a great question, man.
Cool.
Well, thanks JJ for being the opener on the new season.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to a lot longer friendship with you.
Absolutely.
Because I hope this one's a long one. Because it's been fun getting to hang out with you some of these shows.
We'll do season 3 opener.
I think this is season.
Whatever.
Season 3 or season 4.
We're doing season 4 opener, but we're talking about the moon.
Let's start a whole conspiracy theory podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already out there, but Levi can pop on with some of his stuff.
Oh, God, it could get deep.
Between you and I and Levi, we'd go round and round for hours. Because that kid has been down a rabbit hole for 6 months.
Sometimes it looks like he just came out.
when he had that mustache, for sure.
It was all bent down. He just came out of the hole, dude.
That's awesome. He's gonna love that. But no, honestly, I appreciate you coming on and sharing a bunch of great stuff.
Yeah, man.
And
Absolutely.
I'm 100% certain that somebody's gonna find some good information in this. And for me, that makes me happy. Because when you said a lot of people hold me up at a different level, it feels weird. Because honestly, I never started any of this for the fame.
Yeah.
I started it because I didn't have anybody to reach out to when I was doing it. And I wanted somebody to have resources to look at when they were struggling or when they needed something. So the how-to videos started from that, and then the podcasts were just, I wanted people to hear other people's stories.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful because your story's awesome, and I'm really hoping somebody else gets a speeding ticket.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Starts a full-time detailing business and turns into half the detailer you are.
Yes, dude. Thank you.
It's awesome, dude.
Yeah, and in the show notes or whatever, man, you can put all my information. So for anybody, man, you got a question,
Yeah.
I'm an open book. I want everybody to succeed and, be able to make it.
JJ Anderson, the Gloss Boss.
Thanks a lot.